All right. We are live and in person.
What's up, guys?
Let's see what we got going on here. Can everybody hear us okay? The mandatory sound check.
Sound check.
I didn't even forget to unmute this time. Getting better. Did I not stop that music that's still playing? Okay. All right. Let's see there. Hey, Hoonjob. There's Don Willie. Hey, Jim. Let's see. Now it's flying by. We got 277.
What's going on, guys?
Aaron, Michelle, Sue, Starkarian. Watch Nightbot. Watch the spamming with the caps. Dave Tresky, Amanda, Peach, Mike Bushnell. Also, thank you, Amanda Stewart, for the card. And we got it after Con of Thrones.
We sure did. But thank you so very much.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Let's see here. Mr. Fire Cowboy, Big E, Anna, Jay Soto. My name is Martin. Hey, the realist MVP, Ethan Hunt, Smokahontas. Hey,
Missed you too, Ashley.
Rob, Jesse, Doug Stewart, BLW22, Kyle Dubs, Doug. Let's see, Jim, Superior Silence, Pan, Chauncey, Danny from Quebec. There's Carol. Supermod Carol Brown.
Supermod.
Yeah, where's Celine been? Anybody heard from Celine? I need to check on her again.
I think she's here tonight.
Is she?
I think I saw her say something earlier.
Kevin, why don't you go live during a work day? We just it's going to be after the show. So yep, we just started going live at 10 o'clock. There's Will.
That is the goal.
There's Will Carter. Thank you, sir.
Will in the house.
Aaron, Mark Depew, Arthur R. Joanna. There's Embers on Fire.
There's Paula.
Tony Lang, Doc Holliday, Peach. Everybody drinking up. Everybody drinking up.
Tanya.
Let's start this thing off right. Proto Stark.
Oh.
Get everybody going. There's Mike Bushnell.
You know how you meet people, excuse me, you meet people in person and sometimes they like exceed your expectations?
Yeah, yep.
Will Carter was like the opposite of that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's kidding.
Sorry, Will. No, you know you were awesome, man.
Oh Lord. Let's see. So anyway, I guess we'll jump right in. I don't really have anything other than I know some people were asking about hats again, and we mentioned this the other day when we did our kind of post Con of Thrones recap. But hats are still not back up on the site, and I'm getting kind of pissed off. So I'm gonna wait another day or two, and then I'm just going to change websites or something because it's getting ridiculous. You can't get a response for my own damn logo.
That is so crazy.
So yeah, this is the last live stream before Game of Thrones season 7.
I know.
Holy shit! You know all this.
This is my first.
I can't wait.
First time.
Yeah, I can't wait, and now it's right up on us. So next week we will start at 10:30 right after the show, and then there will be during the week, of course, a little preview video for the following week as well as my normal review video. So that'll be kind of the schedule starting next week, as well as the Side Effect podcast, which will be back on as well. We'll actually record the next episode Tuesday, I believe. So yes, somebody had asked about that earlier. When will that be back? Kind of had to take a break for Con of Thrones and everything, so we'll get back to that as well. So going to be busy 7 damn weeks.
Every damn week we're tied up with Con.
Watch out, Lane Brown, Nightbot. Yeah. Let's see here. Yes, winter is here. Not here. Jesus Christ! It is humid.
It has been.
It's
been
hell
miserable
up in here.
I mean,
Kyle Dubs. I got blue balls. Yeah, I mean we need answers and a damn book too.
As far as the weather here, though, we've seen a lot higher temperatures, but there's something about this humidity.
Yeah, this humidity.
You can't walk out into it.
No, it hits you like a brick wall. There's a good question to start this thing off, I guess. Brittany Serber says, Q&A, what do you think about the episode titles? I think it's pretty interesting, and I don't have a list of them here, but they seem to be all revolve around Danny. The first one is Dragonstone, I believe, and I would have to have the things. I was going to do a short video on it, but everybody else did, so it would have just been speculation off a couple things like the descriptions. Right. Mm-hmm. But it seems to be revolve around Danny quite a bit, and then you have Stormborn. Now that could be two things. That would be, Danny obviously being Daenerys Stormborn, born on Dragonstone, but who else brings the storm? Euron. So, you know, it might be a Euron type thing. Little shout out to him as well there. And then what was the third one? I can't remember. Still, it was around Danny as well.
Yeah, I know.
And then I don't have the little descriptions right in front of me but it seems to
somebody will put it in there.
I'm sure we'll see it in a second. But yeah, I thought they were. Yep, Euron, exactly. Big E. That's what I think it probably points to as well. It can't be all Danny centric. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But they do want to play up. It's going to be a very, very big deal for everybody, even book readers who may not even dig the show that much, because Danny finally coming home. People have been waiting 20 years for this, 25 years for this. So it's going to be a big emotional moment. So the first one will definitely be all about that. Luann Oates, I'm sorry, are you going to do any videos of your first reactions? I always record myself watching and then throw little reactions throughout the review video. So that's what I typically do. Just little here and there, not the whole thing or anything, but any big moments. I'll definitely kind of put those up and chop them up into the review video, which I usually try to get out by Monday or Tuesday, but we'll see what I can do.
Steph Snow.
Where we at?
Steph Snow right there.
Steph Snow, Chris and James, what is your got ritual? Pizza, lights off? No, you know, I've never been the lights off guy. You are, though, when you watch movies.
Oh, yeah.
I've never really done the lights thing. But popcorn, yeah, that's my ritual.
Always.
Always popcorn.
Yeah, that's for sure. Popcorn and sun drop.
Yeah, exactly. Any show. I mean, when it's time to watch any show, which I don't watch a whole lot anymore. I don't have time. But anytime I record a show and then I finally sit down to watch it, popcorn's my thing. Not so much the lights. Let's see here.
And Rompas.
Did we get a super chat or is this from last week? Andy B. Love your Q&A, was the first one I got to see live. Your Q&As on God are the best. Okay, that looks like that was last week.
Yeah, it was
It says 1:19 a.m. So yeah, thank you, Andy B. I don't know if we saw that last week or not.
I don't know if we did or not.
But it's still here in the list. Yeah, it looks like that was last week. Just still stuck in the super chat box. Okay. Let's see here. What is Carol? Oh, Chris, be careful. The ladies of Ice and Fire nerddom aren't ready for that. Aren't ready for what? What I say?
I said something about Rompas.
Oh,
it might be.
I don't know. Let's see. Do you think Bridget Hammond? Do you think the second episode Stormborn is in regards to the Night King, and when we see him for the first time this season? It could be. I think it's more along the lines of Euron, but we should start. I mean, that's the thing. This whole season, or this hype season with the trailers and teasers, everything's winter is here. Yeah. But you didn't see the Night King but one little spot in the second trailer. So he's got to be scattered throughout the season, I guess. So it could be the first time we see him in action, or maybe Brand spying on him or whatever. So yeah, for certain. Field of Fire, episode 4. Is that made up? I hadn't heard that one.
I haven't either.
That was Big E.
I got a feeling it's going to happen, though.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely going to see the Field of Fire 2.0 by the trailer.
And we have some loose ends to tie up, in King's Landing.
Yeah.
Were any of those descriptions, did they say anything that might lead you to believe? Wasn't there one that said Cersei is trying to get Edith?
Oh, Cersei returns a gift.
Returns a gift. Yeah.
I think that's in response to, I'm going to guess the Sand Snakes, because they sent her that necklace with the, the viper on it, and that was kind of saying we have Myrcella, at the time.
Very cool.
And she's going to return that personally, I think, is what that refers to. Kyle Dubs, Q&A, since the Hound is becoming Sandor and Ramsay was ingested by hounds, is Ramsay more of the Hound than the Hound? Okay. Yes, Kyle. Exactly. Let me get back live here. Oh, I guess they're having a conversation about lights on, lights off. I don't know what's going on here. Saw something about tie-dye teddy bears. Joseph Ashley thought of making it tie-dye teddy bears. What? James got a tie-dye teddy bear.
I did. Yeah, sure did. From Mimi Got Fan.
Yes, Mimi Got Fan. And I got a little Riddick. Let's see here.
Don't nobody better say nothing bad about Ramsay Bolton.
Aaron Gauthier. Q&A, do you think we'll see Bran's vision of Lyanna Rhaegar before Jon's birth? Yes, I do think we'll see a tourney of Harrenhal flashback. Not necessarily the entire tournament, but I think that's important to establish that Rhaegar and Lyanna were in fact in love and not, you know, the whole rape kidnap thing.
Right.
So I definitely think we got to see that. And I keep getting, I've said this in a video. I did a whole separate video on this. I feel like we're missing something there for us book and show watchers. I feel like there's something that we're missing from the tourney. Not just the, I mean, obviously I think Lyanna is the Knight of the Laughing Tree. We know that's, you know, Rhaegar, you know, gave the flowers to Lyanna, bypassed his wife, and all the smiles died and all that stuff. But I feel like there's something missing there. You know, I don't know what it is. Like, and I just kind of speculated maybe it's got something to do with Jon's birth indirectly. Like, Bran goes back to see it, and then, you know, they are not in love, but he's got to make sure that happens. But then it's like another time loop. Like, why does he need to do that if Jon's already born, but maybe he always has gone back in time or something? I don't know. I don't necessarily think they'll do too many more time loops.
But I can't wait to see
I just feel like there's something we're missing there. Because, you know, they could do that very quickly. Okay, you see Rhaegar and Lyanna getting married in front of a heart tree, and that's all they need to show, really, honestly. You know, just from the back. Because I have no idea if they've casted a Rhaegar at all. And damn sure they'd have to get him right. Let's see.
Well, young Robert.
Audio low, Sherry? Anybody having a problem with the audio? It's up. I think as far as I can get it. Everybody hearing us okay? Everything looks good on this end anyway.
Yeah, I can't wait to see a young Robert.
Yeah, if we see that at all. Like, will they show the whole part where, you know, there's the actual attorney and Rhaegar are going by and giving the roses? And we kind of got a shot of that in season 1. It was a kind of a when Ned at the tourney of the hand, when Ned was sitting there, he was sitting there like, oh shit, not again. That type of look on his face with Sansa and Littlefinger and Arya. That was almost a recreation of that event.
It really was.
I think that was a little shout out to that past, for sure. Super chat. Oh, thank you, Laura Bell.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys totally rock. Q&A. Do you think there's a possibility that White Walkers are the good guys and the humans are evil? It would be a total mind-blowing germ twist in the books, at least. Definitely not in the show. I don't. I think he's been pretty clear in actually the last couple of days I've been trying to find older germ interviews. So I think he's made it pretty clear there's nobody totally good, nobody totally evil, or at least he doesn't overdo that. So I think they'll have a perspective and a reason they're doing what they're doing, but they're still pretty damn evil. I mean, they're killing innocent people that had nothing to do with their creation or whatever they're trying to do. So
right.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't overuse those, but like he said, and it's about every interview where people ask about his characters, you know, the human heart conflict with itself. We all have the capacity for both. So I think it's.
I still think they're going to end up being a sympathetic character, though.
Yeah, I mean they could. But I mean, I don't know if anything justifies what they're doing, even if they were, even if that one was created and he's still taking babies and making more and you know, raising people from the dead. I don't know what could justify all that.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I guess
if you can't communicate.
That's true. Let's see. Norma Briggs, $2 super chat. Thank you, Norma. But I do not see a question. Do not see a question. So if you have one, please feel free to retype that and get it to Carol or J Scar. I'll see in there.
Absolutely.
And I think Lala Giga is up in here. All right, let's see what we got. I caught one here. San Juanita Quistas, is that what? Sorry if I butchered that. Q&A, do you think Jaime learning his lesson when he sees Tyrion on the winning side, who he freed? Do you think Jaime's learning his lesson when he sees Tyrion on the winning side, who he's freed? No, I think Jaime's going to still be pissed off as far as seeing Tyrion, because he did kill his father, regardless of how he was. But once, I think the turning point for Jaime is Cersei doing something and finding out. I still think that she has to pin the wildfire thing on somebody else. I don't think Jaime would still be there if he found out what she actually did. I don't buy that.
Right.
I mean, it may be. I don't know, but I mean, he's got a suspicion, I think, with that look last year. But I think he finds out that she did it, as opposed to say the Tyrells or whoever she actually blames it on. So well, I think that's the turning point.
I do think Jaime would be a little shocked, you know, to know that. I mean, Tyrion has made it so far up in such a powerful army, you know, to be handed the queen after the last time he saw him, he was freeing him.
And he had nothing. He had nothing but the clothes on his back.
Yeah,
that's true. Let's see here.
From Jaxie McGregor, I have an important question. Is James single? He's so cute. Who?
Where?
Yeah, not this James. Jaxie, I am single. I'm not gonna lie. I am a single guy.
Uh-oh.
Cute? Not so much.
Watch out now. Watch out.
Okay, here it goes.
What's in the mug, Chris? It is Sundrop. I'm out of cans. Damn it, Amanda. I'm out of cans. I meant to go to the store earlier, so I just had to pour some in a mug. This awesome Smokescreen mug.
That can be yours.
Yeah, but apparently not a fucking hat. Let's see.
These are the only two ever going to be made.
Smokahontas. We met Smokahontas in Kannapolis. Didn't get to talk to her that much though. All the running, cute and sweet.
Oh, hey,
look at there, James. Cute and sweet. I'm just gonna sit here and let y'all do this. Y'all go ahead. Just chopped liver over here. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Let's see.
Let me drink this up for a second.
Oh Lord.
To be young.
J Scar has a question from Michael Smith. Thank you, J Scar. Q&A: Could John and Danny parallel Rhaegar and Lyanna? In a sense, I think they probably, yeah, I think they will go that route. I think that's part of the bittersweet thing. And actually, we kind of, there's Ion Tron, the retweet master.
You're not getting ready to say what I think you're going to say.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I was just going to mention I thought of something earlier, and I don't even know if it's new, original, but maybe we'll break that off in a little bit.
I've been dying for you to bring it up. When you said we talked, I was just ready for you.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool concept.
Yeah, but yeah, I do think there'll be, it is kind of a parallel there. But John is both. So however you want to look at that, but I think they're definitely going in that direction. No, I just had an idea pop in my head earlier. I was watching a George R. R. Martin interview, and I don't know why it popped in my head, but I was doing a video I recorded last night. We'll have a video out tomorrow. Another a regular Game of Thrones season 7 video. This week I'm going to try to do a couple and maybe some quick character predictions before the season actually starts. But I was thinking about Melisandre, and did a video and some audio for another channel, and that will be released this week as well. And so she's been on my mind, and I was like, maybe she has a bigger role here. So maybe we'll bring that up in a little bit if y'all want to hear it. I don't know. It's just it might be kind of tinfoily. I don't know.
Still something to think about. It was really new for me. New concept.
Please answer Carla Stark's question. I don't see it. Where is Carla Stark?
Chris is Def Bay. I see that.
Chris is definitely Bay.
I see that.
Come on now. Let's see. Carol Brown is saying, this is Lala with Carol. I guess I'm not sure what's going on here. Can you tell stories about Chris and James at the con? Yeah, Carol. Carol can. She'd have to do a whole damn live stream on us.
She signed a confidentiality waiver.
She did. She's on the team. Chris is Bay and James is Boo. Okay. Jaxie, Chris is cute, yes, but it's all about James. Wow, look at there.
Son of a suck egg mule. I can't take this. We got to turn the fan on.
Well, it's hot in here regardless. Let's see. Megan Anderson, Q&A, do you think there will be a payoff scene where Ned Stark tells Jon, the next time we see each other, I will tell you about your mother, maybe in a vision that Bran shared with Jon? I don't know, because it didn't actually happen. So, yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think we'll see Ned again. I can definitely see something where Jon finds out and he has flashbacks of Ned, like telling him things that we may have missed throughout his childhood, that wasn't really in the books or the show. So I can see something like that in regards to Ned, or maybe hearing his voice, or or something. I don't know if it'll be on a TV show or not, but something where Jon's remembering things from the past that made him start to question his mother.
That's cool, yeah.
That would be kind of cool, but I don't know. I just don't know without a book. So I could see that in the books or something, but probably not the show, unless they got Sean Bean to record certain things, in season 1 before his contract got canceled. Right. And a lot of people, I thought about that before too, though. Like in season, they did a pilot that never aired, and then they redid it until it was right, got it right.
Okay.
I'm wondering if they made them record any kind of scenes like that, like anything for payoffs later for flashbacks. Like if they already had it all mapped out, you know what I mean?
They are slick. It's very possible.
So yeah, the video I'm doing tomorrow. That reminds me. The video tomorrow that will come out tomorrow. I got it. I've started editing. It's pretty much done except for adding, I don't know, another 3-4 minutes of screenshots and stuff like that. But it's about the difference between the Red Keep now and the Red Keep in season 2 when Danny had her visions in the House of the Undying. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Just a couple ideas. I think it's pretty simple, but a couple ideas for why that's different. Because obviously in the trailers we see the Lannister lion on the windows and behind the Iron Throne, and when Danny was in the House of the Undying and saw the vision, we still had the 7-pointed star. So people were like, "Why is that different?"
Right.
But I think it's pretty simple. I throw out a couple ideas, and that'll be out tomorrow.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Maybe it'll get some views. I don't know, because nothing else does on this damn channel.
Mike Bushnell says Zombie Mountain is Bay. Ask that SEPTA chick.
Oh God.
Ooh, bless her heart.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Can't imagine.
Let's see. Jay Scar has a question for Caliber Q&A. Are John and Mira twins? No, not twins. I did a video on that too a long time ago. God, that's old now. That's crazy. We were watching those old videos on the way back.
Yes, we were.
Oh, they're.
You were like, I'm up to 60 subs. Thank you so much. I was like, 60.
Yeah, man. But no, I don't think they're twins. I mean, it's you got to think about a lot of people. A lot of the evidence for that is the actors on TV. No, she doesn't look like that at all in the books, and John doesn't look like that really. I mean, kind of, sort of, but they're really descriptive, and Mira's really short and different, completely different looking from John. So,
I want you to answer Matt Gio's son.
Okay, Q&A. Will John and Theon make up? Yeah, that's a good question. I think that's certainly possible. I mean, John's going to definitely be pissed off and probably whoop that ass, but because we did see a little thing that came out in filming news. But I think with what he did for Sansa and stuff, that may be his reconciliation for that or something. So yeah, it's going to go down. There's going to be some drama. I
know it's hard to think of a way he could make up what he did, but to us he did as the viewer, but in their eyes,
that's right, exactly. And that's the cool thing about these point of view stuff. We all know it, and that's part of the suspense is John don't know what he's done.
Right.
He's just going to see him and remember.
He doesn't know what he's been through.
He has no idea.
And then what he did to try to redeem himself.
Exactly. I saw a question from Will somewhere. Where did it go?
Yeah, I see Carla.
Will Carter. There we go. Q&A. Will there be Valyrian steel armor in the show? If not in the books, will John be its eventual recipient? I don't think so in the show. But see, in the books, we're not 100% sure either, because that was a vision that Damphair had while he was a little high. Let's say that. So, and that was in the Winds of Winter release chapter. So he's being held hostage by Euron down in the bowels of the ship Silence, and he's having a kind of a vision and stuff, and he sees him wearing Valyrian steel armor. So we'll see if he actually has it. I mean, he probably does. He's got some rare stuff. So.
If so, would John in the books be its eventual recipient?
It's certainly possible. I mean, that would be kind of cool to be wearing that armor, fighting the Night King or the White Walkers or whatever. That'd be pretty damn badass to see. Nightbot is on the loose. What's he doing? Is he's spamming people or blocking people? Let's see here. Oh, we got super chats. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Where am I at? Oh, Carla.
Oh, there we go.
Carla Stark. Thank you, Carla. Q&A. Do you think Danny will have saddles for the dragons this season, especially how big they got? Love you guys, my only got friends.
I think yes, definitely.
You think they're gonna have saddles?
Oh, sure.
I mean, I think the Tyrion thing kind of seemed to foreshadow that, but I didn't see it in the trailer, so I don't know. But of course, they didn't. I don't know how much they showed. I think there's going to be a lot of dragon action this year. There was an interview by the sound designer at Con of Thrones, and she did say there's a lot of dragon action this year. She has access to all the scripts and everything.
Very cool.
I would think they would. I hope they do that. If not, it don't make any sense why Tyrion did that with Bran. Maybe it's just a one-off thing, but it seemed to just foreshadow that. So.
I think it's state law.
Yeah, state law. I swear to God. All right, Daniel Green super chat. Thank you, Daniel. Hey, fellas.
Thank you, sir.
Any likely marriages this season? Danny, Cersei, Sansa, Arya, Jon, Robin. I think we'll see a marriage agreement with Cersei.
Yep.
That's going to be the wedge there with Jaime too, kind of like in the books where he's already kind of long gone because he's heard about the Kettle Blacks and and Lancel and all that stuff. But when she's looking for suitors, she's got to produce an heir. That's the first thing that a monarch has to do is get it. They got to worry about an heir to continue the lineage. So yeah, that's going to be there. But I don't know if we'll see an actual marriage, other than in the past. We will see a marriage in the past, I think, at the Godswood. I'm with you. With Rhaegar and Lyanna. So we will see a marriage in the past. That's just my prediction. Let's see here. Lowell17. Thank you, Lowell. For Chris and James both, what are your least favorite changes from books to show, not including Dorne and or the Iron Islands?
The shows are high definition. I just...
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. Lowell, I haven't read enough to really have any input on that. So
yeah, I don't know. Dorne would be my first answer because, and I know you're not wanting me to include that, but I always say that because I wanted to see Doran Martell and kind of his scheming and plotting and what's really going on. I wish they would have included Arianne in there and stuff, but I know they couldn't. So I mean, other than that, I don't have a particular thing. I think it is what it is. I understand that they changed some things because they had to, and then the first couple seasons were very, very close. But they actually added scenes too that George R. R. Martin ended up liking that wasn't actually in the books that made things fit visually. So I understand the difference. So I don't really have a least favorite thing other than Dorne because Dorne is it was just so bad. I mean, it was like there was no real point to even having Dorne if you're just going to kill everybody off for the sake of having the Sand Snakes. I mean, it had Marcella's storyline and Cersei losing the other child and the prophecy and all that stuff, but that was the major quabble for me in the show was Dorne.
You were perfectly fine with not having Lady Stoneheart and not having Cold Hands be somebody different than.
Yeah, I was the whole Lady Stoneheart thing. I've never been that's never been a big deal to me. I mean, Catelyn,
a lot of people that means a lot too.
It seems to. It does, and I understand that, and that's certainly fine. I've just never personally really been that invested in that character. I never liked Catelyn alive, and I certainly didn't care about her dead. So. But I do like the idea of perhaps in the books at least of who ends her reign of terror now, because she's basically become the phrase. I mean, essentially, it's all it is about revenge. But yeah, I would like to see Arya take care of that, be her own mother, but not really her. That would be kind of cool. So thank you, Lowell. David Steinhardt, thank you. What swords that we haven't seen in the contemporary timeline in the show are we likely to see next season? Is anyone likely to wield Dawn? I'm not sure that we will see any other swords in the show. A lot of people talked about Dark Sister. I talked about that last year in that episode review. I thought that was Dark Sister that Mira grabbed. Just a random sword leaning against the cave wall.
I know.
But then we saw the scene with Benjen feeding the rabbit blood to Bran, but it ended up being his sword leaning against the tree.
Oh, you went back and showed me
season 1. I was so excited when I saw that. I was like, oh shit, Dark Sister, because I wanted to see that. So we may see something like one, I don't know, the Targaryen swords. Maybe Dany runs across them in the show or something. But other than that, I really don't think I think we've seen the ones we're going to see. And I do think maybe Heartsbane has a role. And Sam's not just going to carry that around for no reason.
I was getting ready to ask
and we've talked about that many times. So,
but thanks. Who was that? Thanks, David.
Yes, David.
I didn't thank you when you first.
Also, BLW22, thank you. Pancakes or waffles? Waffles from Waffle House with the All-Star that'll last you all damn day.
Man, you're right. I'm a waffles guy, but I'm really partial to Waffle House. Waffles.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, they're awesome. Now I like blueberry pancakes and all that too, but waffles, man, with that All-Star is awesome.
Yeah, I never crave pancakes, but I can crave a waffle.
Yeah, I don't crave them either, but yeah, I mean.
But sometimes late at night, I can get that urge to go to Waffle House and get a big glass of milk and a waffle, but never pancakes.
Also, K-Love, 2009, thank you, but I don't see a question, K-Love. So if you have a question, please retype that if you can, or get it to a moderator. Guys, if you're doing a super chat and you don't feel like you have to, we're going to answer a question regardless. But there's a line right above the little slider where you pick the amount. That's where you type your question. I know some people don't see that, so just a heads up for that.
Exactly.
Also, Doug Stewart, thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Moving week. First episode, we expect Dany to get to her traditional home, and I will move into my first own home. Woohoo. Congratulations, Doug Stewart,
really,
a new homeowner.
Congratulations.
It is very, very exciting at first, and that after about 2 or 3 years, it gets really old taking care of your own shit. So just a warning, but congratulations. It is very, very cool. To own something like you get like I finally like the first when you buy your first car, this, you know what I mean, this a new car, not some old bucket like, you know, I had to start with, which is fine.
But what you're saying is you can't call the landlord when something
that's
breaks.
right. That's right. You can't call the landlord when the AC goes out, right?
That's right.
Let's see.
Fabius Nelson says Q&A. Can we buy hats from your site now?
Yeah, we literally just mentioned that a few minutes ago if you wasn't here, but they are on the site, but they got removed after 4 weeks for some reason, and I have a ticket in. I'm still waiting to hear back from that, and nobody from no normal person can help me on the phone. So yeah, they should be back soon. But if they're not, then I'm just going to switch sites and put everything somewhere else, because I've had several people ask. A lot of you guys have asked. Personal friends of mine have asked about them. And that's what something got triggered, and it took my hats off.
Strange.
It's weird. The same logo's on every shirt in the damn store. It's ridiculous.
They're saying it's like a copyright infringement or something.
Yeah, that's the way it came off, was the email I got. So they're supposed to be there, but they're apparently still not. So it's kind of ridiculous. Let's see here. Q&A from JPWB. You guys think that the season will end with the fall of the wall? Absolutely. Yep, that's got to be the last scene.
Makes perfect sense.
Actually, it may be. You know, I mean, we keep saying, I keep saying, I think it's the last scene. It starts to crumble. He does this thing. He touches the ground like he did at the cave. But that could be an episode. Is usually an episode 9, I should say. Episode 6 thing this year, where it comes down to the episode before and some big thing at the end, and then we see them actually enter Westeros in the final episode.
Yeah, I could see that too.
So that could be a possibility, but it's like the winter is here thing, the whole motif and theme. Why is winter if they're not actually here yet? I mean, we're going to see the snow come down south, but them being winter, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we're missing something. Maybe they surprise us.
I'd love to see it come down and see them come through before the season's over.
Yeah, I mean, we may see that. That may be a last couple scenes thing where they actually come through and, you know, he's looking around and there is no more wall. It's behind them. That would be a cool shot. The rubble of the
sure it would.
The rubble of the damn walls behind them. Let's see. I thought I saw a Fernandez T super chat. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you. There will be a lot of surprises, even though we all have these plot leaks. If so, tell us what you think that will happen that will blow our mind. Yeah, I haven't read any plot leaks. I've only seen the set photos and some of those filming things, but I have not read plot leaks at all. I did get sent that one part about up north, the trip up north. I'll just say that in case anybody hadn't seen any of that. But that was sent to me, and I was reading it before I knew what I was reading. But I still think that there's something that's going to blow our mind. Is the past at Harrenhal, something that Bran sees. I still think there's something this year that's going to be a big giant twist, like hold the door. There's something on that, and I just have this feeling it's around the past or Harrenhal or something we've heard about or read about that's not quite the way it was described by that particular POV. There's something's missing. You know what I mean? Somewhere.
Let me ask you this: are they? You know how you'll always base some of your decisions on who's going to die on the fact that they have signed for another season?
Yeah,
is all that released for everybody?
It seems to be, yeah. It seems they said, like, for example, Cersei, you know, I thought, you know, this is the year she needs to kind of get knocked off at the end of the year, but apparently she's around for season 8.
I mean, is there somewhere you can go to look at that? Because that would help me.
It was, I think I saw it in articles where, you know, just like, you know,
but they just mentioned her. I mean, there's not like a list of every character.
No, they mentioned multiple major where they re-signed for you know, whatever money and stuff like that.
Because that kind of messes up how, like, when Ned died, how it was such a surprise. I mean, now it's like you can't.
Yeah,
you know they're going to be around. So
yeah, and you know, who knows how much of that's false? You know, I mean, I don't go by that with everything, but obviously it influences your, you know, your kind of predictions. Because if she's signed for season 8, well, she's got to at least play a corpse in one episode. But again, they can stop that anytime. I'm sure there's a clause. They know there's a death clause in there, right? It's got to be something.
No,
so
that's cool. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm thinking some people are going to die that may be signed on.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I'm sure they have the rights to do that for sure. Let's see what we have up here. Aaron says, yes, Harrenhal has to reveal its secrets. Yep, we got to see what's going on there. If there's something, I just got a feeling there's something missing there. How Valerian says, I hope it will be revolving around Gendry like he is Cersei's son, or he's being like Renly and secretly building an army right now. Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of possible that Gendry is Cersei's son. And the question is why would somebody, you know, sneak him out? Was that Varys before he jumped on board with the Targaryen thing, you know, or in the case of the books, the Aegon thing? So yeah, it's a possibility. He did say blonde hair and he remembers singing, but
right.
I never. If we'd have seen Cersei singing to someone like or just humming through the hallway, that would have made me think, okay, that's for sure. You know what I mean?
Right.
But because that line you wasn't able to kind of go back and see that with Cersei herself, you know, kind of verify that line about singing. So, K-Love 2009, thank you for the super chat, but I do not see a question. Nothing there.
Yes, second one. So, K-Love, if you are trying to send a question, you can just put it over in the normal chat.
Yeah, try to put it in normal chat if you do have one,
and we'll see if
Lala or Carol or Jay Scar or somebody can grab that. Carol Brown has one from Carla Stark. Q&A, based on the 3 new episode titles, you think Sansa will betray Jon? I don't think it's a full-on betrayal. I do think there's going to be some drama, but I don't think it can last too long, honestly. So I think she'll think about it. You know, because there's still something there. It's not going to be like an instant. You know, she knows not to trust Littlefinger. And they did have that discussion on the roof about it and all that stuff, like who gets the bedroom, and you should be Lady of Winterfell. But then he got elected King in the North, and the whole Littlefinger look thing. So I don't think she'll betray him, but I think she'll come close to thinking about it, or she'll think about it and come close, if that makes sense. Let's see, Jay Scar from Dancing Duo. Q&A, do you think we will see the Valyrian steel armor on the show? I just said that a few minutes ago. I don't think on the show we will, only because Euron didn't even have the damn dragon binder horn.
Exactly.
So if you're not going to include, and we didn't, and Damphair was never even named in the show. He was just there, didn't really say who he was. That's Aaron Greyjoy, another brother of theirs.
I remember you telling me that.
Nobody knows in the show. If you hadn't read the books, you wouldn't even know who the guy is, and that's one of their brothers. You know,
when I was watching it, you paused it
I
and
thought
told
they
me.
would at least say his name. And he is very, very anti-Euron in the books. He's anti-Euron, but Damphair in the show was like, "Yep, you're the king,"
I know.
and just walked with him. Let's go murder my nephew. What? It's not even the same Damphair. So yeah, that, you know, we talked about the Dorne stuff and that little stuff with the Iron Islands, but that was my biggest beefs with the show. Let's see here. Is that the same one? I think. Yes, that was the same one. Okay.
Oh, there was another one in there.
From Lala. Did Lala have something?
By one of the mods. It was in that whole stream. That's it.
This one here?
That's it.
Okay, so Lala grabbed one from Tyrion Jr. Landstark. What do you think all Craster's daughters that were left are doing? Yeah, that's a good question. I think they're probably whites. I mean, there's really... That was, to me, it was insane. Like, burn it down. Okay, how about stay the night and then burn it down before you leave?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That was crazy. I was sitting there saying that during that episode several times.
Crazy.
Like, okay, I understand what you want to do. I get it. I totally do. You don't want to stay there. But, you know, if you're staying the night, burn it down the next day on the way out. So, yeah, I just don't think there's anybody north of the wall left. I just can't imagine there being anybody left up there. And depending on, now you could say maybe they headed towards the wall and maybe Ed let them through because, you know, John kind of changed the policy on wildlings perhaps, and Ed kind of believed in that. So you could see that's a possibility. Let's see. Lala Gig has a question from Love. Is that Love 2009? K-Love 2009. What is the likelihood that Dany is the three-headed dragon? That Dany is? Yeah, I think most people believe that. Oh, this was her super chat question. Okay. I think most people believe that there is, there's two more, but Jon obviously being a Targaryen, and Tyrion's the big guess for everybody. You saw the scene last year releasing the dragon seems to hint towards they kind of liked him. So I mean, those are the obvious ones for the show if we're talking about 3 dragon riders or whatever. But I'm still not 100% on Tyrion because I still think it's more poetic to me that he is the true-born son of Tywin, and because he's just like him. That's why Tywin hated him. And if Tyrion, the entire time, Jaime and Cersei were Targaryens, makes more sense to me. Right. In the timeline, it fits better. Now, I'm not saying I believe that, but I think poetically that would even be better than Tyrion.
Yeah, I can deal with that.
J Scar, no one important 88 Q&A. How do you think the 13th Lord Commander, Night King, Knight's King in that case, King gets Knight's Queen, female other, past the wall to Knight's wall to the Knight's Fort, considering the wall has spells card to keep them out? That's a great question. I've said that before.
Really good question.
Assuming we just don't know how accurate the story is, since it's told by, basically it's an oral tradition that was written down somewhere. They had all the records destroyed. So did he actually? I mean, yeah, it seemed to be they were making sacrifices at the Night Fort according to the legend. But yeah, was she an other, and how did she get to the wall? Perhaps it's something to do with a female White Walker. Yeah, that's the only difference I can think of, if she actually came through to the Night Fort and ruled there. So it kind of goes to the question about why was there only one female ever mentioned? Was that actual White Walker and not somebody from a certain village like the Maesters think? We just don't know.
I got my picture with her at con.
Yes, we did. We did actually. Let's see, Linda Stanfield Q&A. Do you think there will be a Ghost in Nymeria reunion? I guess you're meaning, Linda. I think so. I think we'll get. We're definitely going to get Nymeria back. Ghost should be at Winterfell because Jon should leave Ghost there, like watch after Sansa, just because CGI, and he's going to go meet dragons, and then Arya goes home, and we should see a Direwolf reunion too. So I hope so. I want to see it. And I don't want to lose any more damn direwolves.
That would be awesome. Oh, Carol grabbed one from Paula. Let's see. Chris, is reading the books making you really look forward to the airing of the show? Oh, maybe that was meant for me.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've already read them.
Right.
Yes. I mean, it has really added to the hype for me a lot. Paula.
Yeah, and it makes you, and then when you watch the show, and then of course when you do YouTube videos on the show and the books, it makes you want to go back, and I've already done it many times, but I've started another reread. It's like, cause I want to go back again and sit down with an old books and highlight things and start connecting and find these little tiny
what
clues.
I'm doing right now.
Because I just read them and just kind of put it all in my head and try to just bring it out for videos and stuff. But yeah, it absolutely does add to it. It adds to the experience. Let's see.
Yeah, like I said early on, this is my first season to get hyped for. Yeah, and because every morning we're like 8 days, 7 days.
Yeah, because last year you did come in like was it episode 2 or was it 5? Was it Hold the Door? The first one you knew about it, but I'm not sure.
My first one that I sat and watched was I guess season 6, episode 1. Is that when Jon came back?
He came out in episode 2, but the first night. The first night I was thinking like when season 7 started, because I know a lot of people came over here to watch it, and I thought you came that night.
I did.
Was it so that okay? That's
it was a room full
so
of people.
It was the beginning. Yeah. All right. Lala said Streamlabs. Okay. Let me. Forgot about Streamlabs.
I thought about it earlier.
We're still on our Get the Con of Thrones thing there, but all right. Okay, that was last week from Carrie. So this is okay.
Ethan Hunt, what's up, brother?
There's
Thank
Ethan.
you.
Thanks, sir. From Barristan the Bold to Dane to Jaime fucking Lannister to Meryn Trant, the Kingsguard ranks have been filled with skilled knights. Other than Selmy and Jaime, Robert's Guard are unimpressive. How they become members, paid Lannister loyalists. Yeah, basically, I would think so. I mean, that you hear Littlefinger say it all the time, like armies don't win wars, gold does, that type of thing. So yeah, it's very much I don't know. Maybe it's a loyalty thing. They've proven themselves in some way, but yeah, I mean, probably something to that effect. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay, here's a super chat from was it the Bravo 1V? Did we get that? Okay, I got it down here. Okay. So we did get a super chat from Bravo 1VE. Thank you.
Thank you, Bravo.
Shouldn't Bran know by now that his mark could bring down the wall? He is not willing to sacrifice his life for the greater good.
He knows, and I think he is willing.
Yeah.
I mean, willing to bring down the wall.
Yeah, this was the video I did a while back called Bran's Dilemma, and I think that's exactly it. I mean, he could stay there, and I don't think he would be afraid to give up his life to save the world, but I think it's like, okay, if I die now and I can help, and we have the prince that was promised, or those, you know, Azor Ahai or whatever, with Jon alive right now, I should take my chances, go through the wall, and get this shit done.
Yeah, I got to go clear up some things for a few people.
Right, because otherwise he could just die, and at some point there'll be another something that happens. It might be 1,000 more years, who knows, but eventually they'd get through, and you wouldn't have this hero figure alive. So I think he's got to take that chance. So I think that's kind of his dilemma. What do I do? He knows it's going to break the magic, but he's got to get to Jon. So I think that's his thing. Everybody's got their own things to wrestle with, which is what's great about these books.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Also, a super chat from Daniel Green. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, sir.
Q&A. Chances that Robin has to make a huge decision. He's been with Baelish too long not to want to fuck something up for the hell of it. Yeah, you know, that's true. He could. As he gets older, you know, maybe he wants to kind of flex a little bit, and he can't do that physically himself, obviously, because he's not a great swordsman.
No.
So yeah, that could be a little twist there, where, you know, Littlefinger thinks, I got this kid wrapped, or, you know, I got him under the palm of my hand, and he could switch it up, and that may be where Sansa comes in. There may be something with Sansa.
I believe that.
So I think that
Sansa influences him.
where it's heading, at least. Let's see. Here is Carol from J-Scar, for Chris. Yes, from J-Scar for Chris and James. Separate opinion.
Okay.
How does Jon eventually find out about heritage?
I honestly think the first time he hears about it will be out of Bran's mouth, and then, like you've talked about several times, that Howland Reed will kind of like vouch for him, and that's the way I see it going down. Now, how that all gets set up and how long it takes to happen,
right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Bran's got to have a part to play in this, but we've also mentioned in previous streams and videos that what if Jon never finds out until, I mean, not never, but he finds out like almost at the last minute during this war, you know, why he has to do some certain thing to kill the Night King or whatever, and he has to be told, he's told like at the last minute why he can do this certain task, and it's got to be a magical thing. So I'm kind of back and forth on that a little bit.
I think, but that would suck so bad. I mean, he needs a chance to really, you know, take that in. And
I agree. But I do still think it has to have something to do with Howland Reed for sure. I mean, Bran saw it. There's no reason to see it if he's not going to tell him.
Right.
And then Howland Reed's got to come into the picture somehow. Not only necessarily to tell Jon who he is and vouch for that because he was there, but because he's going to have something to do with the end game, and that goes into our whole end game theory about the Isle of Faces.
I almost did, Lala. Parts 1 through 4.
We about said it. Oh, does everybody need a drink? Is that what we're saying here? We could say one of two things. Carol has a question from Pan. Is that Sheesbo?
Yeah.
Q&A, do you think there's any more hidden wildfire in King's Landing? And if so, what would happen to it if Dany attacked the city with Dragonfire? Yes, Pan, there absolutely is more. Specifically stated in the books, there's more wildfire caches than throughout King's Landing.
Right.
In the books, it's a little different because they specifically said they removed the wildfire from the Sept of Baelor.
Okay.
Which is what blew up in the show.
Right. That's weird.
That means that the Red Keep is likely in danger, and we did see the whole thing with Dany and her visions. The roof is blown out. Now, that indicates Dragonfire because we saw what happens to the Sept of Baelor. It took out a whole damn city block. It wasn't just the ceiling. So It's definitely, I think there's definitely more wildfire there from the Mad King.
And
I
if
think
Dany lights it up with dragons, it's just
that's right. She has no idea. Maybe Tyrion knows that. You would think he knows a lot of history.
right.
I think Tyrion would know that, and that may be part of like, okay, we can't just attack King's Landing with dragons because this is what's going to happen. It's going to go boom. And so I think that's going to play a role in the battle for King's Landing, if there's ever even a battle for King's Landing at all.
Yes, Big E. Sundrop does equal wildfire.
Absolutely. It's going to turn me to a dragon, I promise. All right, let's see.
We got to bring that prop back out.
What's that?
The Sundrop can with the wildfire.
Oh yeah, I know we do.
Out on the table.
We do. It
That was
screwed
awesome.
the edge of my damn book.
We won't talk
though.
about that.
Not the cover, but like the edge of the page. I'm gonna sand it.
I hated that.
Chancey Brown says, Proto Stark.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right. Let's see. Super chat from Carl Revel.
Thank you. Carl.
Thank you, Carl. Do you think that who do you think will finally take down the mountain? I've been saying, man, I would love to see it be a Tyrion get David and Goliath thing. I don't really believe that. I just think that'd be kind of cool. But I mean, it might be a dragon. It might be a dragon fire.
I keep picturing that.
It might be Dany comes in to the pit to meet with everybody because Jon is starting to approach everybody and say, look, fuck all your politics. You know, look, here's what's really happening. I don't give a shit about the Iron Throne. I don't give a shit that I was elected king in the North. Here's what's really going on. We have to come together regardless of our last names. Dany comes to that meeting, Cersei, Jon, everybody, all the big houses. But Dany kind of comes in like, okay, I'm going to make a statement while I'm here. And, you know, grabs the mountain, burns his ass up, eats him. That's the end of the mountain.
Yeah, like, I think you were saying that you see the mountain behind Cersei or something, and then the camera pans or something, and you see
yeah, right.
I had Drogon back there.
I had this whole scene in my head.
Yeah,
so
you did. I can picture it.
I think it's got to be a dragon. I don't know. It's just my opinion. Because they're playing him up too much to be this big, giant, strong, and he's stronger in death than he was in life.
Once that statement is made, people will fall in line.
Yeah, exactly. Also, a super chat from Dragon5616. Thank you, sir. Why does Tyrion drink wine? Because Sundrop wasn't invented yet. Exactly.
Good call.
Q&A. Benjamin says Bran will be ready for the Night King. What will Bran's role be? That's a great question. I think it's we've said kind of this before in general terms. I think it's more of the information guy. We did see this little thing in season 7 trailer 2, where we see the crows. The ravens flying and the little flash of white in its eyes. So Bran is spying on the Night King. But I have a feeling, we talked about this in A Dragon Raised by Wolves.
Parts 1 through 4.
That Bran, everybody's drinking, that Bran may have a bigger role as in like tied into Jon's magical blood heritage. And you had the Jojen paste thing possibly in the books where blood feeds the werewood trees. I get this feeling, I don't really know how to even put it into words yet or a theory, but that like Bran has to be hyped up on something and becomes this super fucking, you know, green seer, and he can like give Jon an opening. If that makes sense? Like he can, I don't know, do something to the Night King to make Jon be able to go in and grab that fucking dragon glass and pull it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I
can picture it.
It's something where he has this super moment where he's like, he can control him or stop him or whatever to give somebody an opening.
I was thinking more physical. Like, the pommel horse guys in the Olympics. Like he swings around, sweeps the leg.
Sweep the leg, Johnny. Oh shit. Okay, so I think we're caught up on super chats for a second. So we are in an hour already. Shit. So 679 people, 683 watching, 300 likes. So let's take a quick break and we'll come back and do another session. I guess that's good with you.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's do that. We've been going for an hour now, so we'll take a quick 5 minutes and be back. So hang out and spread the love and tell everybody to come hang out with us. And let's break this record tonight. We have 689. We got to get like 800 or 1,000 people up in here.
That would be great.
Come on. It's the word. It's the week before. So, yeah, we'll be back in just a couple minutes, guys. So, hang in there. Thanks for hanging out. Alrighty. We are back. Can everybody hear us okay? I didn't forget to unmute again. I'm doing better.
Good job.
And you didn't have to remind me either.
No.
All right, before we jump back into questions, really quick, I want to shout out the official coin makers that we met at Con of Thrones. Again, I mentioned this a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But the official coin makers of Ice and Fire, Game of Thrones, etc. These are badass. You can find them on Instagram, and I have the link to their page in the description below. But shirepost.com, they're the Shirepost Mint.
So cool.
And let me show you this. And this is not a paid promotion by any means, so don't think that. This is just something I came
he wants
across.
to share with you.
Yeah, this is a bag of coins. I don't know if you can see that with this kind of shitty webcam. But this is the leather sack of coins. I got 100 coins in here.
Lambskin.
Yeah, it is lambskin. And you get some cool, badass coins. Like, for example, this is Winterfell coppers. And they press all these. They mint all these themselves. I don't know if you can really see that with the camera, but just to give you an idea of a couple different kinds. Some old Targaryen money. Actually, this is Greyjoy money. I don't know if you can see the sigil on the back, but it's got different kings and sigils for their own money. Then, of course, you have the Black Goat of Cahor. This is Cahor money here. This little triangular coin. And this damn thing's heavy. This is thick. But anyway, so you get all kinds of random stuff. And you can order specific coins, too, like Valar Morghulis have that one as well.
For you poker players, make a good card guard.
Yeah, but exactly. This is Bravosi. This is from Bravos, a square coin here. So all kinds of very cool, different little coins. If you can see, you can't see all these, but there's some Stark money as well from Torrhen Stark from his reign back in the day.
That's so cool.
So all kinds of cool stuff, various coins from all around Westeros and Essos, etc. And there's like 100 coins in that bag right there, and that's one of many, many things you can get on there. So very cool people. We met them at Con of Thrones. So check out shirepost.com. The link's in the description to this live stream.
Yeah, I was going to make that point too, that not only is the product cool, they're cool. They really are cool people.
Yep.
It's like a little family business.
It is. And you can see they have an Instagram account too, and you can see them actually pressing the coins where they're hot, and they press them down, and pretty damn cool. So check that out if you're a collector of Game of Thrones, Ice and Fire stuff. Let's see. All right, let me check Streamlabs really quick, make sure we're good on there. I just saw Ethan post something in the regular super chat, which is different for Ethan. Let's see, Ethan Hunt. Yes, thank you, Ethan, but I don't see a question in case you had one. I'm not sure if you meant to have one. If you do, type that again in the regular chat and see if you can get it to Carol or Lala or J-Scar.
Thanks as always, brother.
Let's see here. Carol has one from Paul Davies. Q&A. Sir Smokescreen and Cal Tie-Dye. There's the first Cal Tie-Dye.
I love it.
You got all kinds in that, man.
I do.
Got a lot of shirts to do. By the way, tomorrow, guys, I'm going to be adding, I think tomorrow, I'm going to be adding the Proto Stark t-shirt if anybody's interested. So I'll add that tomorrow. I think I'll go try to get that done tomorrow, hopefully. Anyway, what would you rather see in season 7/8? Sansa kills Littlefinger or Arya kills Cersei? Man, I think we're going to see Sansa kill Littlefinger in season 7. So that's the way I think it's going to happen, and I'd rather see Jaime kill Cersei, because somebody else had a question too I saw during the break about who I think going to kill Cersei. I think it's Jaime. I think Jaime's the Ballancar. Now in the show, they could go. That question too, yeah. They could go a whole different route if they wanted to, but only because they didn't mention the Ballancar piece in the show and that prophecy from Maggie the Frog. So it could go differently there, but I still want to see that. Let's see, Assault.
I don't see Sansa killing Littlefinger. I don't know why. It's just something that's hit me in the last week or two. I don't know why I'm sticking.
You mean you mean directly or at all whatsoever?
Yeah, I think he outsmarts her.
Interesting. She thinks she's got the thing, but he's always a step ahead again.
I feel
never know. And I'd said before, I would love for it to be something what he considered to be unnatural, like a White Walker, for example. Because he's all into the power and like the various thing with he'd rule the ashes, So
yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. But I still think it's got to be Sansa playing the game with him.
And I can see that too. Don't get me wrong.
Ethan again, super chat. Thank you, Ethan. I don't know if this is okay. So you do have a question. Is R'hllor real? If not, what's answering the sacrifice and responding to them? I do not think R'hllor is real. I don't think any gods are real in this story. I've said this many times. I did a video.
Mm-hmm.
I may actually re-release that and just kind of spruce it up a bit. It's a little bit older. But I don't think there are any gods. I think that, for example, Melisandre has learned magic, and she's been told during her training, during her childhood, it seems to be she was born a slave, that she's learned this magic under the guise of, not that they don't believe it themselves, but she was taught that what she's learning is the power comes from a god, and it's just through that prism of religion. But it's just straight up blood magic. It's just magic, and there's different forms, and we obviously blood ties into a lot of things on both sides, ice and fire magic. So I don't think it's necessarily a god doing it. I think it's just what the result of things they learn through that prism, if that makes any sense. So as far as the flames go, though, for reading stuff in the flames, I do think that may be Bloodraven. I think it may be green seers that may be sending visions and stuff like that. For example, Jojen. Is Jojen really a green seer? Just has the green sight but can't warg? It's usually not quite like that. Usually you're a warg first, and then possibly a skin changer, and then possibly a green seer on top of that. Jojen's the only character I can remember being a green seer but can't warg or do any of the other stuff. So is he getting those dreams, or is somebody sending him those dreams, from whether that's Bloodraven or somebody with a glass candle from Essos, Quaithe, for example? Who knows? So you got to question what Jojen's real power was, and is that obviously coming from a god? No, we know it's coming from a green seer, if that's the case, which is a person who has this magical ability via DNA to work through werewood.net. So.
And see, I didn't know he was unique in that aspect.
Yeah, because if you think about the green seers, they're all supposedly you have all these wargs, and then only one out of 100,000 is a green seer. So it's never only, it's rarely, well, apparently just one person only has green sight but no warging ability.
Okay.
So that makes you question what's really going on with Jojen. Let's see. Carol Brown has one. Sir Tada, question for you. What is the thing you're most excited to see in episode 1, season 7 next week? Next damn week.
I know.
It's next week.
Danny touchdown in Dragonstone. I think that scene in the trailer where she touches, or was it the pictures or whatever?
Yeah,
the
pictures
and she, she's touching the sand. I mean, there's a lot there, a lot of emotions tied up in that one picture. So I can't wait to see her light up.
Yeah, I think so too. That's going to be badass. And of course, dragons in battle. Besides just burning one boat,
how much they've grown,
and people seeing them the first time they knew they used to be there.
Right.
Everything in King's Landing is named after a dragon king or dragon or whatever. And so yeah, actually seeing a damn dragon, Lannisters going to shit their pants on that battlefield.
Hell yes.
Dothraki screamers, and remember Robert said in season 1 to Cersei in their little intimate conversation, which is a very cool scene. We were talking about favorite scenes the other week. That was one of my favorites too. Where Robert and Cersei had that actual intimate conversation.
Yeah, I love that.
He said, we'd be a fool to meet at Dothraki in the open field.
He did.
And what are the Lannisters going to do this year? What's Cersei going to do? She's going to meet the Dothraki in the open field. She's going to send Jaime to meet Dothraki in the open field when Robert clearly said that was the stupidest thing you could ever do, which of course ties right into her character, fits perfectly.
It does.
with her decision making.
We've seen the Dothraki lit up with fire, right? So I guess there's going to be a lot of collateral damage.
There's got to be, because you did see a couple in the Daznak's pit. You saw a couple Unsullied get burnt, but he wasn't aiming at them. But they were kind of at the edge of the group of harpies. So I can see that. I can see that for sure. Let's see. Steph says, Q&A, anyone psyched that Jon will see the Targaryen sigil and meet Dany during this season? Reconnecting with his heritage without knowing it would bring a lot of feels for viewers' thoughts. Yeah, I mean, I am. I'm absolutely excited. I want to see him learn that, and this whole time as growing up, he used to pretend he was Daemon the Dragon Knight, or Aemon the Dragon Knight, I'm sorry, and he knows of these Targaryen tales of good kings and bad kings and shitty kings and crazy ass kings, but he's a part of that and doesn't know it. I'm ready to see that and how he's going to react. I think he's going to be super confused for a while. It's not going to be like, oh, really? Cool. No, he grew up with Ned as his father, so it's going to be a painful transition. But at least he'll I guess the sweet side of that is he knows his mother was Lyanna and all that kind of thing. He was loved, and he did that for him. do that to protect him from Robert. So
see, I want to see him be able to soak all that in, like we talked about.
Another one from Ethan. Ethan says, "Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you."
Could that be why Jojen has seizures after vision because he's not a warg? Yeah, I mean that's certainly a possibility. That's kind of a difference again between him and other people. He just seems to have that ability, but yeah, I mean, why is he having seizures randomly? Because
they're being forced on him.
Because they're being forced on him, right? And it kind of goes into the little the Sweet Robin thing in the Veil in the books. He's had some weird shit happen, and we know that he has a werewood throne in there. So it goes back to the whole thing we were talking about before. The House of Black and White has a door of werewood. How Arya has wolf dreams from over there when Nymeria's somewhere in Westeros. So yeah, that's certainly a possibility. I think it's at least supports that. So, let's see. Danny Kieran, is that?
Thank you.
Kieran.
Yeah.
Thank you, Danny. Any news of Lyanna's actress Aisling Francioski? Is that
Franciosi?
I'm sorry, I've probably completely screwed that up.
That's who was laying in the bed.
Yeah, I have not looked up any filming news this year. Very, very little. So I do not know anything about her as far as being in the show for a flashback. So I'm kind of anxious to see that because they should use that. You would think if we do see a flashback at Attorney of Harrenhal, it's got to be the same girl. That was
I hope so.
It was 9 months before, so. Or whatever it was, close to it. So, yeah, I have not seen anything about that actress or anybody, of course, playing Rhaegar. Carol has one from Megan Brown. Q&A, will they build a Bran Lord's Chair / throne from a werewood tree from Winterfell? Or do you think the Eyrie will gift their throne to him? That's interesting.
It is.
I don't know. It depends on how the Lord Bran thing goes, because now that Jon's king in the north, and we'll see if this happens in the books. I'm sure it will in Winds. How that's going to go down with You're going to have the Jon, Sansa, Bran triangle. Bran won't care. Honestly, I don't think. He's got a bigger role. Jon don't care. Sansa's the only one that cares right now. We'll see how seriously she takes the whole White Walker thing. I mean, she already knows Jon got resurrected. She didn't seem too shocked by it, or at least they skipped that part. So it's hard to tell. We do see a wheelchair in the thing, so I don't think it has to be a werewood wheelchair, though, because we do have the werewood tree in the God's Wood at Winterfell.
Say Sansa does get the throne, or,
or Queen in the North.
Queen in the North. Who do you see, is there anybody else she could marry other than Tyrion? Because a lot of people say they want to see Tyrion and her.
Robin. Sweet Robin is certainly a possibility.
Okay.
I wouldn't...
They got to do a lot of work with Robin for me to like him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But that again, it's about changing the game and changing the system. Is she going to marry somebody she don't want to marry anymore? Maybe not. Will she do it for power in some sense? Possibly. We'll see how far she goes with the whole power thing. But before she turns her attention to what's really important and listens to Jon and says, "Okay, look, these things are coming. I know you hadn't seen one, but trust me."
Paula has one right there. At the top there, Smokescreen. I wouldn't want that cursed ass throne from Lysa. LOL. Poor Bran. He doesn't need a throne with his eye. Yeah, I wouldn't want Lysa's old damn raggedy ass throne either.
No.
Although it is cool, this werewood. They'd make another one.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah. I mean, I won't want anything from Robin, honestly. In my house. I will never have a Robin Funko Pop, for example.
Oh, that's bad.
That
shows the level.
I don't think they make one anyway because of that reason. I don't know. Lala Gig has a question from Kyle Dubs. Q&A: If you could see Varys kill someone, who would it be? Varys has in the books, so I won't spoil that for anybody who hadn't read them. But yes, he has, and I would like to see. Littlefinger. I'd like to see him kill Littlefinger. They set that up a long time ago.
I think they set that up
this
too.
Rivalry. You saw that even shot, that iconic shot with them facing each other in the throne room.
Yeah.
So I would like to see him kill Littlefinger directly. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But let's just say in the books he does do something like that before Aegon arrives. He takes care of some business. Let me double check this. I think we're good, but want to double check Streamlabs. Yep, we're good there. Okay. Brittany Serber, Q&A. I know you guys have talked about this a little before, but what do y'all think about the theory that Bran can ultimately warg into the Whites' dead army like Endgame? What you think? No.
I just don't think so.
It's hard to. It's like a different. It's necromancy. It's a little bit different. You know, they're not alive to be warged. So I don't know, because some are just skulls. You have to have a brain
and skeletons and stuff. So he's just making them move, and he animates them.
Right. So I think it's a slightly different thing. So I don't think he can warg into anybody or White, I should say. But like I was saying before, there seems to be I just have a feeling there's something missing about Bran. That maybe he can somehow stop them some way, and maybe that's the move that gives him somebody the opening for this final battle.
Right.
Whatever it is. So maybe it does involve that, but
nothing would surprise me when it comes to Bran.
That's true. That's true. Ethan Hunt, will you do some Patreon Q&A vids in the future? Thank you, Lala. Yes, Ethan, I will be doing that. I know I said that before going to con. Just things are so busy, but I want to do it right, so I just wanted to sit down and rush it. So yes, we'll definitely be doing some, even maybe just a private stream to Patreons only. Either that or we'll record one and just put it on Patreon. So absolutely, that's going to happen. I've also been thinking about some more reward level stuff, so that will be. I got everything's on a list, so it definitely getting there. I saw one a second ago. Okay, Carol has one from
David Vance.
David Vance, Q&A. Chris, do you think Gendry will have Robert's Warhammer or forge his own? I think he has Robert's. I think
that'd be so much better than forging his own.
Exactly.
Although he could forge a bad one.
He absolutely could. I think he has Robert's. I think he has been in King's Landing this entire time. They didn't really know what he looked like, so he could get by, go back to Tabo Mott's shop or whatever. So I think, but somehow he gets in there. Maybe Tyrion. Maybe it's even when Tyrion goes to get him for Dany or whatever. He knows the secret passages and stuff. Varys knows the secret passages. He sneaks in and steals Robert's. I think that's the key.
Awesome.
Kind of accepting, all right, I am a Baratheon. This is my father's. I'm taking the shit. It's mine.
It's just, that's going to be cool.
So,
man.
yeah, I think it's got to be Robert's.
Oh, there's Hoonjive. What's up, Hoonjive?
Hoonjive. Let's see. Carol Brown has another one from Grace Seaborn Smith. Q&A, do you think Lady Crane made a sneaky reference to Romeo and Juliet when talking to Arya? Won't mean anything, just noticed in rewatch. Yes, I absolutely do. I think that he uses Shakespeare like any other classical work, and I think that's probably absolutely. I think I saw this question somewhere else. Maybe you asked me through Facebook or something, and I think he absolutely uses those references in that play. We'll see more in detail in Winds of Winter in about 2017 when it comes, or about 2019 when it comes out. Let's see here.
I think I saw Mamma Mia. Q&A, what do you think about Jojen being Ashara's son, and that's why he gets visions, and why there's so much importance on his eye color change, etc.?
You know what? I don't know if I've heard of Jojen being Ashara's son. No, that's new to me, actually. I wouldn't think so, only because the way they're described in the books is, you know, they're still described as Cranning Men Short, you know, green men type of thing. Frog eaters is what they're called. So I don't think so. I don't think it makes much sense. I just don't think, and it's just my opinion, I don't think Ashara is a big deal in the current story as much as it was a backstory for Ned. You know, his pain and what he had to go through from being the second son to going from being in love with somebody that he could love freely for love and having to marry Catelyn out of duty. So I think Ashara is his backstory. I just don't think that the Danes have that big of a deal. Now, again, somebody asked earlier about Dawn. Yeah, Dawn could, for sure. But I just don't see Ashara. You know, I could kind of see maybe her being Quaithe, but I've always asked, why would she fake her own death and then go to Karth and just hang out and do tattoos? I don't know. It don't seem to fit. Carol has one from Rajan 313. Q&A, will Jaime tell Tyrion about Tysha in the show? That's a good question. I'm trying to remember. I guess they didn't mention that in the escape scene. Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope there's some reconciliation there before, and telling him the truth that she wasn't a whore and all this stuff.
Man.
I hope so. That way, that's something if they ever have to get to sit down and have a conversation would be a good, kind of conversation to make up and understand each other.
Yeah, that really would be cool. That needs to happen.
And yeah, so I hope so. But I just don't know if the show will include that. Since they didn't even really include where the whores go. We did get the story, but Andrew Smith, 2 little super chats. I don't see a question though, Andrew. So I don't know if you meant to type one. If not, please type that again in the chat. See if Carol or Lala or J Scar, somebody can grab that, or maybe we'll just catch it. But it'd be sheer luck. So, all right, we're up to 700 people here almost.
Sweet.
Yeah, we're at 700 on the dots. Let's see here. Joseph Ashley says, Q&A, are you looking forward to a Lannister reunion or a Stark reunion?
Stay right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see Jaime and Tyrion meet up again. I'd love to see Cersei's face when Tyrion's standing beside Dany.
Yes.
And with the Dragon Queen in hand of the King or Queen's pin and all that right there, and Bronn and mixed up in that as well, because he's kind of like the third party over here. He loves them both. He likes them both. Whatever. I definitely want to see that. And the Starks, of course. I mean, think about it. It's been 6 years. 6 years, and now they're going to be in one place, but we're not going to get Jon in that group in Arya right now.
Dang it. Yeah.
So I hope maybe later in the season, but yeah.
I'll just see. Hoonjob has a question. It says, Q&A, does the Valakar prophecy say cold dead hands? Could this be the Night King's hands? And were you gonna say what? And what were you gonna say about Melisandre? I was wondering if they were still thinking about that. So, the Valakar prophecy says cold dead hands. Could this be the Night King's hands?
I don't think it says dead hands. I think it says cold hands around your pale white throat. I don't remember if it says cold now. I have to double check that. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it says dead in there at all. So I don't think that could be the Night King. But I don't know. He wouldn't kill somebody like that anyway. So I still think it's Jaime. But if it would, you could say it was cold because Jaime has only one hand. I still think he could choke her out with one anyway. A lot of people say, well, it can't be Jaime. He's got one hand. Right. No, you can still. Yeah. You can still do it. But the other part of that is after your tears have drowned you, what does that mean? Is that some kind of a cool thing? But what I was going to say about Melisandre, now this is theory time, or this is kind of crackpot. But I started thinking about the shadow baby, all right? Yeah. So we have a shadow baby that kills Renly, okay? And the idea here was that Melisandre, is she just going to go away? Is she going to meet Dany? Obviously, I think she will do that, but does she go back north? But it's like, okay, Stannis came up and said, give me another son. And she was like, no, I can't. It would kill you. And Stannis, in the books, damn near dies anyway. And has these, like, I think it was vivid dreams or whatever while the shadow baby was doing his thing. So it's like, and we saw Melisandre go to the wall and try to hit up Jon right there in his quarters, and it was like, oh, while Stannis was still there. So she knew something about Jon. She sensed something special about him, that Targaryen or Valyrian blood. Although she didn't say it out loud until later on, the prince that was promised. She didn't say anything about his blood, though. But I was thinking, okay, there's a betrayal coming at some point in the books. Dany, so you got the Jon, Dany thing. They're in love at some point. They don't really know who each other are. You don't know about Jon's heritage. But Jon has to end up making a shadow baby with Melisandre to kill the Night King, and that would actually betray Dany in a sense, but it would save the world. Exactly. So a shadow baby kills the Night King to end the damn war. Something along those lines. It's just a really quick 5-minute thing we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, I know. Just have to start talking about it.
But maybe it plays into Melisandre having a bigger role. Like she's all this is on her shoulders, and so it kind of would be cool. I don't know.
And you know how you said she said it almost killed you before,
right? And
I mean, Jon's already been dead.
That's right. So that could be it. Actually kills Jon. He sacrifices himself, but at the same time betrays Dany for the third betrayal for love. I don't know. Maybe it's a little tinfoily. But I don't know.
But why is she still around? I mean, or is it just so Davos can kill her? Yeah. And we get that gratification. I don't know. It makes you wonder.
Exactly. So anyway, that's all I was going to say about Melisandre. It was just something I hadn't put really any more thought into it than that, honestly. So let's see. Carol Brown has one from Cuddly Crow. How will Bran be believed about his powers? How will he prove it? Yeah, I mean, I think he can. I don't think he can take people with him, but I think he can answer any damn question they had. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like he could go back and see a private conversation between, I don't know, Jon and Arya when they were kids, when she was just born, or you know, something that they only know.
Yeah.
And he could kind of prove it that way. So yeah, I mean, there's many ways he could prove it since he can literally see everybody's past. So I think, I don't know, will they believe him? I'm sure they will. Because he could also prove the warging right there on the spot, since they're not warging the show, only Bran.
Right.
Okay, someone had a super chat. Did I see? Brock.
Yes, Brock. Thank you.
Thank you, Brock. Q&A. Does Ned lie about his battle with Arthur Dayne in the books, like it's implied in the show when Bran is talking to Three-Eyed Raven? Go Panthers. Actually, it says go Vikings, but whatever. Yeah, so that was kind of odd because in the books and the show, for that matter, Andrew, there's another also super chat with no question. I don't know if you keep trying, Andrew. I don't want you to type another one necessarily if you do have one, but there's a line right above the donation level to type the question. But try to get that if you do have one to a moderator. Anyway, Brock, yeah, but Jojen and tells this story to Bran, and it was implied that, you know, and then when we saw the Tower of Joy, Bran acted like he didn't know. So it was like, wait a minute, my father beat him, and he's like, Blood Raven said, did he? You know?
Right.
And then Howland Reed stabs him in the back, but he had already heard this story. He was told it 1,000 times, and then and Jojen told him on the way to the wall. So it was kind of odd how they did that to make him out like Ned lied about it. I don't think Ned would ever say he beat him directly. He might just say he killed him, because he did technically kill him. He finished him off. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of inconsistent how they did that.
And as far as the Vikings go, you know, Adrian Peterson's a saint now.
Oh,
that's
God, yeah.
crazy.
Just retire, man.
I just can't imagine the Vikings without him.
He had to come to the damn NFC South to bother us for another year. All right. Let's see. Aaron Gathier. The third betrayal for love could be that Dario follows Dany to Westeros and the slavers take over again. Yeah, I mean, that's possible. I don't think we're going to see that in the show. I don't think we're going to see Dario. I think they'll kind of leave Essos alone for that matter, but that's certainly possible. But I don't know. They kind of implied, at least in the show, since we don't have wins yet, that, you know, he was going to be there to keep the peace while people elected a new leader. So that shows you right there she was changing things anyway.
Right.
And that goes into our theory at the end game, where I'm sure everybody thinks that too. Not necessarily a theory, but at the end of this thing, there's going to be hints of change. No more patriarchy. No more, you know, that type of system. So. And
I think he's seen enough of what she's willing to do to not betray her in that way. You know.
No, right. Carol Super Chat, Andrew Smith is just making it rain. Okay. Well, thank you.
Night, Jackson.
Andrew. Just want to make sure you didn't have a question. Good night, Jackson McGregor. Somebody's heading out. Let's see. Rhaegar Ruby says, if you're trying not to win a Super Bowl, go Vikings. Jaxie, good night. Go dream of dust on the throne.
Oh, hell.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Andrew's making it rain again. Thank you, Andrew.
That is awesome.
You don't have to do that, man.
Thank you so much,
You really
man.
don't. Let's see. Rick Marr, 219, or is that 209, I'm sorry. Will they ever rebuild the wall with Bran? I don't think there will need to be a wall at the end of this thing. I don't think there'll need to be a Night's Watch or a wall. I think this will finally put an end to the cycle. Let's see. Janine Curtis. There's Janine.
Hey.
Q&A. How would it be? Future season of Westworld. GOT-based theme park, Westeros World. Let me move this damn thing. The arrow's in the way again. Did I look? I lost it, didn't I? Oh, there it is. Got-based theme park, Westeros World. Think HBO would go for it. Hell of a crossover potential there. You know,
You've talked about that.
I have, and actually George R. R. Martin mentioned that in a thing. He really loves Westworld and the cast. And
really,
that would be very cool. I don't want it to be actually in Game of Thrones being a theme park.
Being that, right?
But yeah, a spinoff or a separate thing where, you know, in the Westworld show, it like, for example, people were just so infatuated with Game of Thrones like us, we would go to that park.
Oh hell yeah!
So yeah, that would be fine as long as it's a separate story. I would love to see that. That could be something they could do to keep Game of Thrones going too, besides a regular spinoff in another fashion. So it'd be cool. Kyle Dub says, Q&A, how do people feed themselves during the long night? They don't, Kyle. That's the point, I think. I don't think they can. And, you know, it's not exactly clear either if it's all darkness all the time. Oh, Nan says it is. Other people, you know, say some of it's dark, but it's just about the cold, you know. So it's really unclear how that happened the first time. But, yeah, I couldn't imagine that happening.
So you go to Westeros World. Where's the first place you go?
Man, I don't know. What time is it? What time period is it? You know.
Oh, good question.
You know, if it's that's the thing. If it's just a time of peace or whatever, I guess I don't know. I'd probably go to Dragonstone first. I don't know, man. I don't know. That'd be hard. Winterfell, Dragonstone, something. Depends on what time of the series it's at, or
Littlefinger's brothel.
Definitely visit Littlefinger's brothel. Absolutely. See if I can get by without paying. Yeah, I definitely visit Littlefinger's brothel somewhere in King's Landing.
Go harass some Lannisters in there.
Oh man, that would be cool though. Now that would really tie in great into a Westworld. Now that I think about the brothel thing,
I can see it
because that's what people are doing right there in the saloon.
Exactly.
Let's see. Bill Boots, thank you, Bill Boots.
Thank you.
For the super chat donation. Why do you think the others saw Sam near the Frost Fangs and didn't harm him? Just marched past him. Does it influence your Dragon Raised by Wolves theory at all if the others know both John and Sam already? I don't think they actually saw him. I think that was more of an editing thing. They were already at the Fist of the First Men. They killed some Night's Watch members. There was no reason at that point to leave anybody alive like they did with Will on the show. Left him alive to tell the tale.
Tell the tale.
So I think it was just an editing thing because we had only seen a kind of a really quick shot of a White Walker in season 1.
Yeah.
So that was the first really close up. I think that's really all that was him kind of stopping and kind of pointing the army that way.
Yeah, he was
go
more
here,
like looking straight into the camera,
right.
Almost breaking the fourth wall instead of actually he's not really looking at Sam.
I think so.
Just in a general
so
direction,
I actually think he didn't see him. But it's hard to say. I mean, I don't see. There was no point at that moment to leave somebody alive because they had just left the Fist of the First Men near the Frost Fangs, heading back, assuming to the Lands of Always Winter or whatever. And it didn't make any sense to leave him alive. So I think that was kind of an editing trick.
He wasn't breaking the fourth wall. I don't know why I said that. He wasn't looking directly at us.
Well, no, he kind of did.
Did you feel like he was looking right at us?
Not necessarily they meant to go for that effect
right.
of the fourth wall, but he did look at the camera and then
he was dead at it.
Up.
Yeah.
So I think that was an editing trick. Linda says there's a super chat from Ruth that's not been answered yet.
Thank you so much, everybody, for watching out for stuff like that.
Let me find it. Where was that, Ruth?
Right there, Ruth.
Okay, thank you, Ruth.
Yeah, we missed it. Yeah.
I'm so sorry we missed that. Thank you. Thank you, Ruth. What do you think will reveal Littlefinger's plot and past misdeeds to the Stark girls? Will he reveal himself, or will they find out in some other way? I think Bran helps with that. I absolutely think Bran, because he's going to come to Winterfell, and he can't just, with the Littlefinger stuff with Sansa going on, it's got to be a little more of the hearsay.
Yeah.
But you also have the Hound. They can mention the whole thing with Ned, but Bran could go back and see anything, all his secret dealings. The question is, did Littlefinger recognize Arya back at Harrenhal with Tywin in the show? Now that was Ramsay's father, Roose, in the books, but Littlefinger's meeting,
right?
Did he recognize Arya? Does he know Arya knows he was there meeting up about
there's so much thinking, man.
So much stuff going on. So yeah, I mean, I do. I think it'll be a combination of the Hound and Bran seeing things and telling Sansa what he's actually done, telling Arya for that matter, and that's going to be the end of Littlefinger, in my opinion.
Okay, you might be selling me on it.
You know what I mean? They're not going to let him out alive if they find out.
This.
When they find out he held the dagger to Ned's throat,
yeah,
that's it. He's not leaving there alive. Let's see. A super chat from Aetherian.
Thank you, Aetherian.
Thank you. Hey guys, this is random as hell. Based on design, yeah, exactly. Based on design elements alone, which house sigil do you each find most appealing? Man, that's a good question. Yeah, Greyjoy is cool. I love the Greyjoy words though. We do not sow. It's just like, okay, we ain't fucking around. I just love that. It's almost as good as winter is coming in a way. It's like, you know what I mean? It's that powerful. It's odd. But yeah, design wise, Stark, Targaryen, Greyjoy. Awesome. I do like Lannister, but it's almost really typical, or almost too typical.
I agree. That's the only reason I don't
like it. It's
badass.
Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
I don't like some of the lesser houses. For example, House Dalt's like a blue field with lemons on it. It's just kind of cheesy, but I mean those are books. We did see that in the show actually, but those are mostly book minor houses. But yeah, I mean I like some of the main houses.
You like Baratheon? Yeah.
Baratheon, and then I like how they can change their sigil too. Because like Stannis, it was the Stag of Baratheon, but when he became King Stannis, or proclaimed himself king, which he was technically the heir, since they were bastard kids, but he put the Lord of Light around the heart, the burning flame
really
around
cool.
the Stag. Robert changed his to the Crown Stag, So I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, but I do like the design of the Kraken.
Yeah, I do too.
Pretty badass. Let's see here. Am I alive here? Yeah, I think so. Okay, it looks like Lava Dog's got a joke going. Resist the end of the brothel joke. I don't know, or the honeycomb and the jackass. Let's see. Carrie. Oh, there's Carrie Nevis. Hey, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
Q&A. Jon Snow equals William the Conqueror, William the Bastard. Yes, I don't know a lot about. I've read some history as far as some of this what it's based off of, but I don't know. I would imagine possibly. I know the name. I just don't know enough about it to give a decent answer.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, I actually meant to do that a long time ago. Is go read more into the stuff that this is based off of, because that'll give you a better idea of what's going on. But
I've heard a lot of War of the Roses.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of War of the Roses for sure. Carol has one from Moldy Goldie. Moldy Goldie Q&A. If
I love the way you said that. I don't know why you.
I went to radio
you
mode.
You did. Carol has one from Moldy Goldie. This one will take you back to 1979.
Moldy Goldie, we got an oldie but a goodie. If an other touched Jorah, could that White Walker contract grayscale?
Ooh.
I know it never happened, but always intrigues me. I love this channel. You guys are the best. Thank you, Moldy Goldie.
Moldy. I say Moldy Goldie.
But yes, Moldy Goldie, we kind of touched on this in Dragon Raised by Wolves.
Parts 1 through 4.
A little bit.
Yes, we did. And honest to goodness, there's something about that. I mean,
yeah, it's like, why is there grayscale in the story?
Why?
So we had speculated that maybe it could be a weapon, a weapon against the others. Something that could spread through whites rapidly to kind of equal their power of so many fucking whites. So we'd actually speculate on that in that series if you want to check it out.
Now I got Lottie Dottie on my mind.
So, but I don't know. We've seen now with the teasers and the set pictures and stuff that George heading back. So you think we got his hand in the citadel,
yes,
or his arm. So it looks like he's going to be cured. So I think that's obviously happening before the war. So I guess it's not going to happen. But I thought it was a good idea. It kind of explains why we're talking about grayscale in the first place.
Yes.
Let's see here. Let me double check. Actually, wrong one. Streamlabs really quick. Okay, so
I hear you, Carol Brown.
Ethan again. Thank you, Ethan. He's switching back and forth between Streamlabs
That's
and
awesome,
Super
Ethan.
Chat. When Quay
He's making it rain too.
That's right. When Quay talks to Danny, she implies Danny's destiny isn't the throne, but in a shy. Then the vision of her approaching the throne with her with the snow on it, but she gets called away by her dragon. Could that be a metaphorical foreshadowing her and Jon's destiny? Yes, I was saying this the other day. Remember who you are. The dragons do. This is what Quaithe tells Danny over and over and over in the books.
That is awesome.
So when I was talking, and the reason I was thinking about this doing that video yesterday, which will be out tomorrow, which is about the throne room differences and why I think it could be. In that vision, she goes and she about touches the throne, but there's snow on it, representing Jon Snow, representing winter being there with the White Walkers. She thinks she's come to Westeros to be the queen, but she is not. I think that's Quaithe. I think that's what Quaithe is telling her. You're not going to be a queen. You're going to be a savior. So I think that's exactly what that means with Quaithe.
I love it.
I think that's what it means. And she never confirmed she meant a shy either. She says, "Why would she have me go to a shy?" And Quaithe didn't say yes or no. She just said truth. So when she said go north, to go north you must go south, east you must go west, pass beneath the shadow, all that stuff in the prophecy. So I think that's her telling her, you're not going to be the queen. You're not going to go to Westeros to be the queen and to rule. You're going to save the damn place, or the world for that matter. So I think that's what that means exactly. Vol Guy 10. There's Vol Guy 10. Night's Watch is fixing to be without a job. Yeah, maybe they'll get to go home if there's any left. But I feel so bad for Ed, man.
Aaron thinks likes my giggle.
What's that?
I didn't know I had a giggle. My kids tell me all the time I have like a million different laughs, and you never know which one's going to come out of me. So I don't know which giggle it was.
I don't notice giggles. So I don't know. Jay Soto, do you think young Griff / Aegon is Illyrio's son? That's why he's helping Danny. I think it's a possibility. I think he's a Blackfire, and the female line should I think survived. So I think that's certainly a possibility. I'm not 100% on being Illyrio's son necessarily, but definitely a Blackfire. But it makes you wonder why Illyrio and Varys are willing to help Aegon. Is it really for the betterment of the realm? I can see it from Varys a little bit, like he legitimately thinks that's going to help in the show, obviously, and it probably will end up being Danny too, anyway, in the books. But I think it's certainly a possibility, because why does Illyrio care? He's rich and he's gonna, he could live the rest of his life fine anyway, so it would make sense. Let's see. Carol has one from Alex Montero. Chris and James, you're the best on YouTube. Love your y'all's Q&As. Do you think Jon will do the Nisa on Danny at the end of the season 8? Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. If that's what you
call it, I think he's going to do the Nisa on her.
Yeah, they're definitely going to do the Nisa for sure. But if you're referring to actually stabbing her in the heart, I don't know.
Euphemisms going around.
I think I've said before, if you're catching the stream for the first time, in many videos, I don't think there is a literal Lightbringer sword. I think the Nisa tail is simply, it could go in a couple things metaphorically, but I think it is a Valyrian steel recipe, essentially.
I think that's exactly what it is.
I don't think there's a literal Lightbringer. I think Lightbringer is more likely a person or an idea, an ideal or something like that. Tom Barrett, Q&A, where are the pics of Rorris's posterior? Those are in my private collection, Tom Barrett. They will not be released to the public. Ice or fire?
He hasn't even shown me.
That's right. Oh, Lord. Ethan, you're out. Good night, Ethan. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Ethan,
yes.
as usual.
And you brought up some great stuff tonight, Ethan. You really did.
Yes, you did.
You brought it hard.
Monkey Male Dog.
Holy hell.
Puppy Monkey Baby. I don't know what that was.
Don't get that. I had Lottie Dottie stuck in my head for about 5 minutes like you were talking, and I was just, Ricky.
Oh, my Lord.
I just couldn't hear anything.
Wow, Slick Rick. I hear you. Lottie Dottie. We
stop,
like to potty.
Stop.
We don't. You did. Oh, Lord. Okay, anyway. Punky Monkey Baby. Monkey Male Dog. If the White Walkers are dead, can't pass through the wall, what about the ones that attacked Mormont at Castle Black? Well, those whites hadn't turned yet, so the magic apparently had started. It indicates that they do, in fact, turn whether the Night King is near or not. but I just think because they hadn't turned yet, they got through the wall and then turned on the other side. So that implies that when he gets through the wall, anybody dead in that area can be turned south of the wall. I think that's all that was for.
Yeah.
Okay, we are at almost 2 hours.
Yes. My back
So let's take another quick break if you guys want to go another round. I don't know about your work tomorrow and stuff, so I don't know how late
I'm great.
to go. But
I'm doing great.
all right, so is that what?
If
you guys want to continue hanging out, we still have 731 people.
Yes.
So
this is great.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll take another quick break and come back and do another round.
Yeah. Get some questions together, guys.
Yep. We'll be right back. And we are back, I think.
Yes, we are.
Let's make sure you can hear us still. I'm doing good tonight. That's 3 unmutes in a row. There's Moldy Goldie.
That's why I got that Lottie Dottie stuck in my head.
We have some Moldy Goldie here for you from K 97.5. Moldy Goldie in the house. That name just makes me go, I don't know, 80s rock and roll.
Oh, I need to start singing.
Yeah, what is this singing? Sir Tie-Dye, you need to start singing. Let's give him the mic.
No, somebody has seen my Facebook. I mean, not my Facebook, my YouTube.
What do we need to sing? Why are we? Who sings? Do we sing? We do sing, but we're not like on camera.
I sang on that daggone one video from Groundhog's Day. I think somebody's seen it.
That's right, you did. You did. Mm-hmm. You got a little tipsy there and went and started posting. Oh Lord. Pretty please sing, Anita. Man, you might
have to do that one of these days.
You might have to break off a bar. Let's see.
Carol, I saw your 6 minutes earlier.
Let's see. Rhaegar Ruby, Q&A, did someone at the wall know Jon's true heritage like Benjen, Maester Aemon, or Jorah Mormont that led him being groomed for Lord Commander? I've thought about that, possibly Maester Aemon.
I've thought about that.
Because he did keep in touch with Rhaegar, but I don't know if Rhaegar would ever even had a chance to tell him who. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he would recognize him or know him. I don't think even Rhaegar obviously didn't know the plan to do because he died, and then Lyanna made the promise.
Yeah.
To Ned, or Ned made the promise to Lyanna. So
yeah.
I don't think Rhaegar would even know where he would be taken.
Good point.
So I think that it's certainly possible that Maester Aemon knew of a son or some offspring, but not necessarily who that is. So I think it's a possibility, but unlikely. I seen somebody tell me to check Super Chat or something. I think we're caught up on that. Or maybe Streamlabs. Was it Streamlabs? I thought I saw Lala say check somewhere. Also, really quick, before that, I saw an email come in from PayPal, I believe it was. Oh, yes, from PayPal. Shane Ryan. Thank you, Shane Ryan, for the direct PayPal donation.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
And there is one Streamlabs here from No One. This is question: why wouldn't the Giants be able to defeat White Walkers? I mean, there's hundreds of Giants left. Each one should be able to kill at least a few others, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's as much the White Walkers as so many Whites. I mean, you saw 1-1 Waka 1-1. I know some people get mad when I don't say his full real name. But anyway, you saw how there were so many of him on in Hardhome, and he was throwing them off, and he was almost getting overwhelmed.
He could have easily, right at that moment.
Yeah, I mean, 1-1 to the sea, because he was getting overwhelmed. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It depends. They're pretty damn. They're magical, and as big as
I think it is.
Yeah, they're as big as the Giants are. We just don't know what happens when you get close to a White Wall. I mean, we saw, Royce in the books and the show. He had a little sword fight with one, but they were just playing with him. It's clearly said in the books that they were laughing one-on-one, basically laughing at him while he tried to parry a couple blows and his sword shattered. So I don't think anybody has a chance with that magical ability unless you're, Jon Snow with the Valyrian steel sword, or Sam with dragon glass. But that was in the back. So and now of course Mirror. Let's see here. I did see a super chat pop in.
Oh yes, is that Dunsfield?
Thank you.
It says, do you think the Starks will end up ruling the North as a family/council instead of one lord or ruler?
Good question. I do think things will change.
That's cool. I can see that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because we've been saying in Q&As and Dragon Race by Wolves,
parts 1 through 4,
that this system's going to change. It's not going to happen overnight, so that would be a good step to see it go towards a council.
I agree.
At least for an elected council, maybe versus a one king in the North type thing. So yeah, this is definitely going to change. There's going to be a dream of spring and hints of change of the system away from this feudalism. So that's a good step. That's a good idea.
Pause it right there for a second. Steph Snow says, "What's the future of the Night's Watch? Very few men not looped into John's plans. Thoughts?"
Yeah, I don't think there will be a Night's Watch
Because there won't be a wall
because
to
there
watch.
won't be a wall to watch.
I agree.
I think they have to finally. I mean, you could. That's the reason I'm starting to lean away from another pact with the Night King, because otherwise it's just another cycle, and people are going to continue with their politics and squabbles in the South. Once the pact is reached, it'll go back to the way it always has been. And I think the idea of this whole series is change. So I think
end it once and for all.
End it once and for all. I think otherwise it's just a cool story that continues, and we could have unlimited sequels.
Sure.
So we need closure, I think. So I don't think there will be a wall, therefore no Night's Watch. And 1,000 is a pretty good number to stop it.
Yeah, looks like Carol grabbed one. If you'll pause it right there for a second. She from Sandeep Yadavdo. Do you think Bran prophecy, which is all Bran, are the same, and what's happening right now is a history that will be told in the future, like Bran the Builder and all that are the same?
Yeah, and also like at the end, like in this thing we see, for example, a lot of people think Sam reading to baby Sam and telling this story. So I mean, I would be fine with something like that again, but as long as it's not the point of it. I want to see the actual this story end. And then at the end, if it's somebody being told this, 30 years or 100 years down the road, that's fine. But let's see the ending. Don't make it the point that it's being told by, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That it doesn't really matter if it's in the future.
Right.
I want to see the story now happen like we're supposed to see it from their perspectives. And then if they want to add on something like that, I'm fine with it.
Right.
So yeah, I hope that answers your question, Sandeep.
Fabian Ortega says, "Guys, Q&A, what's your favorite episode?" Mine is season 4, episode 1.
Man, that's a tough one.
I couldn't tell you the season and episode like Fabian did, or Fabian, but I'm torn between Hard Home and the Red Wedding. I think I lean towards the Red Wedding, which is Reigns of Castamere, I guess.
Yes, it is Reigns of Castamere, exactly. I don't know. I don't like to pick out individuals. It's like when people ask me, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? If I had to pick, it would be Empire, but I see it as all one thing with different chapters. So I don't know. So I loved Reigns of Castamere. I loved Winter is Coming, the very first one.
Yeah, I did too.
Even though, because it was setting up everything. I loved, like you said, Hard Home. I loved last year, obviously, Battle of the Bastards and the Winds of Winter. But
yeah.
But last year was more because you started to see things come together. You started to see it pick up as far as what's really going on. And this year is going to be more not for necessarily the action, but just the people reuniting. So
right.
I don't have necessarily a favorite one episode. I have a handful, I guess you could say.
Looks like Ethereum likes the chicken episode.
Oh yes, and that was one of my favorite scenes for damn sure. Yes, absolutely. Okay. And then who names their swords? Lots of people, lots of cunts.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's one of my favorite lines, man. I'm telling you, I love the fucking Hound.
Totally forgot about that. We got a super chat from Stacy Sales. Thank you so much, Stacy. Says, is it possible for Cersei to become the Night Queen? She is cold, crazy. Excuse me. She is cold, crazy, bitter enough to join if losing. Prophecy does say pale white throat.
Yeah, that we've talked about this before a little bit, Stacy. I think it would be poetic for her to become, because she's always wanted, like in the books it's really spelled out for you a lot more. Cersei, she doesn't understand growing up why her and Jaime are treated differently, even though they look the same, and her being a woman. Hey, Deborah.
I see that.
Deborah. So yeah, she doesn't understand, but she sees herself as the same as Jaime and wants to be his heir or Tywin's heir. So that's setting up her backstory and why she's such an asshole, and she will do anything for this power. She dreams of being the ruler, and she finally gets that in a way last year. But it would be kind of cool to see if that Night's Queen story means anything, which we talked about before.
Yeah, her
become queen, but not in the way she expected, and it's almost like a damn, all right, you're going to be queen, but you're going to pay for all the shit you've done to people.
Terrible.
So we talked about that being a possibility in that certain series that we did.
Yeah.
with in 4 parts. But yeah, that's I would like to see that. Snow Walker, I have no idea. I've never seen it. Never seen it. Don't care to see it or measure it.
Cersei might find out.
Yeah, Cersei. Yeah, Cersei will use her. She will use her. And Jamie's not gonna like that either, but she'll use her lady parts and probably find out.
Yeah. Super chat from Carol Brown.
Carol,
thank you
so much,
Carol.
What are you doing? You know not to. I know I can't say it. She'll slap me the next time I see her.
Chris's Grand Maester Smoke and the Furious Fire. Got nothing but love for my fellas. I love it.
I love all these nicknames.
Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge.
Damn. Oh shit. God damn. We need a list of all these names.
This is awesome.
Somebody put together a list of these names. King Tie-Dye. We had Cal Tie-Dye earlier, Call, whatever. And all these cool Smokescreen names. That's pretty damn cool. I like to have a list of those.
Pauline says hi from Chicago. What's going on?
Hello,
Pauline.
Peter Ritchie says, "Why would the whole wall fall though?" Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the whole wall, Peter.
Right.
It's just, I think
if there's magic though that's broken, that's what would cause the whole wall to go.
Right, because it's built throughout the whole thing.
Exactly.
And yeah, so I mean, I think we saw in the Blood Raven episode or the Blood Raven's Cave episode last year, Hold the Door, that he touches the ground to test the magic through the cave, and I think that was the little hint of what he's going to do to the wall.
Ever since you said that, I picture that.
So I think it's just going to be a giant scale of the same thing happening. So yeah, whether we see the whole entire wall like from an aerial shot where you see it going all the way down the East Watch by the Sea and over, I don't know if we'll see that, but all we need to see is it fall and then be able to, basically trot over the ruins of with their horses.
Very, very cool, yeah.
What's going? Carol's hey, Ice and Fire peeps. Paula Marie has a tornado on the ground. Please send thoughts and care.
Yeah, I saw something. She said she had her bags packed and was standing by the stairs earlier. I didn't know what she was talking about.
Oh yeah, if get the hell out of here. Go get whatever you got to do. Don't
Said she was listening to the radio, but I didn't know what she was talking about. I meant to ask.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the bad stuff.
Oh man.
Be safe. Be safe.
Yeah, Paula.
Fuck the Chad and Game of Thrones and all that crap. I want you to be able to see season 7, season 8. Let's see. Helen is adding O'Grady. Helen O'Grady. I think the wall won't come down. The magic dying would just mean they can fight their way through. Yeah, that's true. But I think it would be more. At least, at least on the show, but both in the books, because you get to picture everything in your mind. Mm-hmm. It will be more dramatic for it to actually come crumbling down, at least cracking and falling or whatever. Not necessarily a clean, fall or whatever, but just, I don't know, it makes more sense to me that they would at least show that, that destruction. Because it is this big symbol of separation, between wildlings and stuff, and there's some symbolism there, I'm sure. Let's see. Carol has one from Brutal Games. Hi, Chris and James. Q&A. Who do you think will fulfill the Valonqar prophecy? Please answer. Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie is my #1 pick because he's right there under Cersei's nose the entire time. She always thinks it's Tyrion. Exactly. She's been thinking this since Tyrion was born. So it only fits to be Jamie, and it seems to be hinted many, many times that they came into the world together and they'll go out together. So I think it's going to be Jamie, and he will be the Queen Slayer as well.
Right, and that just fits. It really, really does.
Snow Walker says, Chris, when you going to do a hair reveal? 100,000.
100,000 subs.
And what sucks is, damn it, is this algorithms got everything bad, screwed up, whatever. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It might be a while, but because the way it was growing.
A theory on this.
What's that? The hair?
As slow as your sub base is growing.
Yeah, because last year, now during the season,
have silver hair by the time.
That's true. That is true. I would. Oh, absolutely. Because I put too much work in this shit.
You grew so fast, and it looked like the sky was the limit, and then just plateaued.
Yeah, it's like somebody cut off a faucet, and that was late last year, and I can't get a video to go even over my subscriber base now. So that's why that's why all your favorite YouTubers are going, you know, please subscribe and hit that notification bell, because they don't notify you, and they won't even when you do that sometimes, but it gives you a better chance of being notified. So there's something called view velocity, and if you don't get that view velocity, your videos just don't do anything anymore. And if you don't get that quick burst of views where it's now, you know, starts to be served to more people.
Looks like Smokescreen has a question.
Yeah, I saw that and I paused it, so I think where did I just lose it? I thought I had it.
I'm gonna cut your hand off like Jamie's.
I just had it
Every
right
time
there.
there's a question, all right there.
Okay, there it is.
You touch it and it goes like.
Smokescreen, the queen of hula hoops,
that's right.
says the Lord of Light can raise people from the dead, similar to the Night King. Do you think the Lord of Light will raise more people from the dead? Yeah, I don't think it's the Lord of Light doing it though. We said this earlier about religion and gods. I think it's magic, and the question is that certain people, like for example Barrick 6 times, but we've never seen Thoros resurrect anybody else. Now, has he tried? We don't know. He doesn't mention it, but I would like to see him try somebody else.
Right, of course.
Melisandre, it seemed to work, but was it her?
Was it her?
She walked out, and then 10 minutes later, Davos, or not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes, Davos looks down, and Davos is now Azor Ahai because he raised him, because he just looked down and walked out, and then he woke up.
Right. And he definitely was dead, and she did a ritual, and he came back to life. So I'm giving her credit. But
Yeah. I mean, it's just something to think about.
I know it.
Favorite line I just saw. McShagan pronounced Shagan. Favorite line is sit pod. We're going to need details. Copyist exactly. We still have to find out that what the hell is going on with Pod. Why you have to pay, and definitely the Tyrion honeycomb jackass joke in the brothel.
Gosh, I gotta know.
Lala Gig, Rhaegar Ruby, Chris hair reveal equals secret Targaryen. That's it. I told you I would do it too. I'm not kidding. I will grow it out on top and get that shit silver. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, that's just, I don't know how this became a thing. I did not plan this or whatever. I didn't. It just became a thing.
All right, I got to read what Carol's got up here.
Okay.
Meridian Mormonti says, guys, from South Africa. Glad you got the peace sign the right way around, King James.
We just mentioned that. That's crazy.
I said, I wonder if anybody noticed that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was pointed out to me. You know, that in other cultures, the way I was throwing the sign was could be offensive. So I'm doing it the right way tonight, and I'm glad it was noticed.
He actually just mentioned that a while ago. I wonder if anybody noticed that time when we went on break. And I'll be damned. We have the most astute viewers.
We really do.
Carol Brown has a question from Diane Harris. Who do you think Tyrion will end up with, Sansa, or do you think he will look for Tysha? I do think I think if I had to pick, I would, out of those two choices, I would pick Sansa. I don't know if he'll ever find Tysha again. We don't know where whores go. You know, we just don't know.
Don't touch that. Just keep answering.
But yeah, I mean, I think that would be poetic for Sansa to, you know, because she's always dreamt of this knight in shining armor. She loved, you know, the tall, handsome prince Joffrey and you know, Loras or whatever.
I know.
So it would fit for her to actually care for and be loved by an imp, you know, Tyrion. I would love that.
I would too, and for her to damn deeply mean it and appreciate what she's got.
Exactly. Instead of going after what she in her head is supposed to be like.
Yeah.
You know, let's
I mean, it's burner, you know, and I hope she learned from that.
Yeah, exactly.
But reason I told you to stop is look right above there. It says, from Mr. McGee. It says, hey, Chris and James, I have a pair of baby chickens that I am calling Chris and James. What else would I call them?
Oh, shit.
So that's awesome, man. Keep us updated on
yes, I want to see your pictures of the chickens, Mr. McGee.
So cool.
That's cool. That's the first time, honestly, I've heard people say they're named animals after me.
I love it.
I'll take it. I'll take a little chick. Amanda says, James, a few weeks ago you sang a little, wait a minute.
We've got tonight.
We've got tonight, remember? Can you sing a little bit again, please?
Maybe, man. I don't want to bore everybody else, you know. Yeah, maybe at the end of this thing. I'll sign us off with that.
Kayla Flub, I saw this fly by earlier and I meant to grab it. Q&A regarding A Song of Ice and Fire. There are a lot of non-human or near-human races / species in Sotheros. Based on your knowledge of Song of Ice and Fire, there are just mythical creatures, or are they real like giants of Westeros? Yeah, I mean, I think probably a combo of both. We just don't know a lot about Sutheros yet. A lot of them are kind of, I would imagine, like made up when people start, the story expands a little bit, so he makes, okay, I got to add something here. So I think there's truth and mythical stuff in there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does.
Because not everything you hear about is true, but then people, it's kind of like the White Walkers. They didn't believe.
Take it for granted.
That's right. They don't believe in Snarks and Grumpkins and shit, but they go, and that's actually, yeah, there really are White Walkers with fucking ice spiders as big as hounds. So I think it's probably a mix of both, and we'll probably, I would imagine, get some more stories on that and some side stories or short novellas or something.
Because yeah, we have the children there, the giants, like you say. So why not?
Natasha Conrad, let me grab that one real quick. This is one I was mentioning earlier, actually.
There you go.
Q&A, did Littlefinger recognize Arya when he met Tywin at Harrenhal? Some think he did, but did her a kindness by not saying anything. I say Littlefinger didn't. He would have jumped on that. I kind of think he did, because, but I'm not 100% on that. Don't get me wrong. It's like, because it's like, why, if he didn't at all, why was he looking several times, you know? Does he say that information? Because it seemed like he mentioned to somebody, and I can't remember now the scene, that he knew Arya was alive, and that was the reason, maybe. But I can't remember. Maybe somebody refresh my memory if I'm completely messing that up. But it seems like he probably did, and he would hold that information to him until he could use it.
I think so too.
That's the way I see it.
That's the way he plays.
Yes, fractured. There's fractured. I can never say this. Fractured.
Empiricist.
The empiricist. Yes, he told Sansa when he saw. Yes, that's right. So I think that's what he meant by that. That's when he would have found out.
Cool.
Let's see. Snow Walker, Ned Stark is the Night King. No. Yeah. Carol Riddick walked by. You heard him shaking and clicking the floor. No, Ned's not the Night King, and Ned did not warg into the birds when he got his head cut off. George R. Martin, that's the thing about him, man, in these books, is they are truly not safe. These characters are not safe like in the real world.
Paul is safe.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Glad you made it through that.
Good to hear.
Hope your neighbors are as well.
Let's see.
They hear Riddick walking.
Yeah, I see a lot of Riddicks in there. Yeah, he walked by. He was in my daughter's room taking a nap. I don't know why, but he likes to go in there while we're filming and take a nap. And on her bed's small. I don't know. He just.
I think he likes to look out the window right there.
No idea. Who's that? Deuce? Is that Deuce Blubber? Deuce Blubber? That sounds odd. Deuce Blubber. Do you feel that Dany will take out Cersei before the end? No, I think Jaime does it for her.
I think it's, now that I'm looking at it, it's something lover. So now figure the rest out.
Oh yeah, okay, yes. Deusob lover. I don't know.
Something.
Deuce.
I like the way you said it. Though.
Deuce.
Deuce lover.
Sorry guys for butchering shit up. Carol has a question from Cindy Sammy. Hi, Chris. I have a question. Who do you think is the best player, Varys or Littlefinger? I think they're both great in different ways.
I do too. I really
Varys
do.
in the sense of setting up things for Dany, and Littlefinger in setting up and manipulating things for himself. So they're pretty damn equal. I would give Varys only a slight edge because he has more information with the little birds. You heard Littlefinger say in season 1 with the dagger, the cat's paw. Oh, something you don't know that you know, or I know that you don't. That's a first. So it kind of indicates that Varys is more powerful in the information business, obviously.
I like the way, though, that Littlefinger gets his hands dirtier than Varys.
That's right.
You know?
Varys will, he's not going to do
walks
anything
up
physical.
behind somebody, whispers in their ear more, and Littlefinger's out there.
Yeah, he's the guy putting on, in his books, he does this a lot. He puts on these disguises and sneaks through the castle and different, and has all these secret passages. So he's more of the sneaky bastard behind the scenes. Jack says, I think that's Jack or Jack Q, I'm not sure. Q&A, is Jon going to meet Jaime this season? They had a quick scene together in season 1. That's got to be for a reason. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last week or the week before. I hope so.
It had to be for a reason.
I agree. It's like he was being an asshole, and now he's truly going to thank him in a way for going through all the shit with the White, because when the White Walkers come, I mean, that's a real threat. He realizes that Jon wasn't, you know, he actually did help save the world. And so I would hope so. I would like to see them have a conversation. I mean, I would love to see, you know, Jaime join up with the whole team, you know, honestly, but I just don't know if it can. That's too easy.
Yeah,
it's like you can't have every great character together being on the same team in this world.
It's not the Avengers.
That's right.
I think we got a super chat.
Yes.
From Carrie. Carrie Nevis.
Thank you, Carrie.
Says, too sleepy to think of a good question. Good night.
Thank you, Carrie, so much.
Thank you so much.
Good night and have a good night. Appreciate
some
the
good sleep.
donations. And being a Patreon as well. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
Hot pie for King. Yeah, I think we'll definitely see hot pie again this year.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Let's see here. JPWB again. Q&A, what role do you think Gendry will play in this season? I think he will be raised up to Lord of Storm's End. I think Dany needs that political alliance. So I think he will definitely be an important role there. Whether he lives or not, it's a different story, but I think she needs that, and that's what happens, and they will pull him out of King's Landing to join Team Dany to be Lord of Storm's End and take his father's place.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Let's see here. Are we live here? I think. Let's see. I don't know. Kali Kazumi, what happened to Sir Pounce? Good question. I hope he wasn't around the Sept of Baelor. I don't know. He's probably still running around the Red Keep somewhere. I don't know. But of course, he is Azor Ahai, apparently.
Dang, man.
And a secret Targaryen. Brutal Games. Q&A, do you think Jaime will fight Dany? You are both the best.
I think he'll kill her.
You think Jaime's going to kill Dany?
Oh, I was thinking Cersei. I was reading another question and listening to you at the same time.
I got you.
Okay, sorry. So, yeah. Do I think Jaime will fight Dany? No. And it was hinted around, was it Wednesday when we did the 2 episodes that you mentioned that there could be, there might be a Jaime-Dany connection?
Yeah, I think that from the trailer, he's got the lance. And the lance, you know, you don't carry that on a normal battlefield in a real fight. So it seems to be he might be charging a dragon there, you know, and then that might be Bronn that saves him in the water. So, but we did mention if they do have a meeting at some point, you know, she would want to kill him maybe because of her dad.
Right.
But also Tyrion has told her the reason why, and he actually saved a lot of people. So I think she could possibly forgive him for that. So it's hard to say. But I mean, during that battle, it looks like he's charging something with a lance. And you don't just charge one person with a lance. So I don't know.
And let's see. Somebody I saw asked, will you be disappointed if Tyrion doesn't finish that joke? And I'd like to give him credit because I saw him mention it a couple times.
Let's see here.
It should. And as a matter of fact, I think I saw Carol actually grabbed that question earlier, and we missed it, and asked it a million times. I think. Did
a mod have it, or was it just
right there? Oh, Joseph Ashley. Joseph Ashley. Thanks for being persistent, Joseph. Says, will you be disappointed if Tyrion doesn't finish that
I will
joke?
absolutely be disappointed. We got to hear that. There's a reason they said that twice and got cut off. We have to hear that joke. And I said it, and I know I've said it.
And we may hear it started and not finished again.
Again, one more time before season 8, because I do think, and this is just my thing, and I've said it a million times, but I do think that meant something. I think you'll see it at the end when Tyrion's sitting there sipping on Imp's Delight with his friends, whether that's at Castle Rock or whatever it may be. Maybe he's in Winterfell with Sansa. If Winterfell's still around, you know, who knows? But I think we do hear the end of that joke. And it's going to be late in the game. Kind of in a celebratory mode with the few people that survive.
That's awesome.
Let's see here. Okay, I don't know what you got to do about work. It's 12:30. We're at 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Do you want to take another quick break and do one more session?
That sounds good to me.
All right. Yeah. Real quick. Ashley Ferris. Super chat. Thank you, Ashley. I have to go to bed after my Q&A. In the books, do you think that the Tyrells are using the sparrows to fuck Cersei, and you two make my Monday mornings? I don't think the Tyrells are using them necessarily because I don't think they dig them either. I think that was purely the idea was, at least in my mind, that was purely on Cersei. Okay, I'm going to, re-enable the Faith militant to fuck over Marjorie,
and it backfires so
like
bad.
Everything in her she does, everything
Yes.
she comes with backfires. So I think that's what it is. I think that was purely to fuck herself.
Yeah,
Almost.
I think the same.
Of course, without her thinking about the consequences of re-enabling the Faith militant.
And thank you. I'm glad we make your Mondays.
Yes, thank you, Ashley. I really appreciate it. That's cool to hear. That's cool to hear that it helps people out in some small way. So, okay, well, let's do that then. Let's take another little quick break, and then I see your super chat. We'll grab that in a second. But we'll do that, and if you guys are still hanging out, we still have 716, 17, 18
Sweet.
people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll do another session before we get out of here, because I know everybody's got to work, and you have to work.
Yes.
So let's do that, and so we'll be right back. Oh, no, no, no. Not gonna happen, not gonna happen. Let's see. All right. What? They take break too seriously?
Yes, we do. If you had to sit on this stool,
You damn
woo,
right. Yeah, with 3 hours and sitting on this damn stool. Hell
it's
yeah.
rough.
Got to stand up. Let's see. And good night, Lala Gig. Thank
And
you so
Hoonjive,
much. And
good night.
Hoonjive. Thank you, Lala, for moderating and stuff as usual. But anyway, let me see. We had a super chat right before we
Yes,
left, right?
sure did.
Aetherion, thank you. Aetherion.
Thank you.
Has Varys ever made a move that directly indebted himself, other players, or the realm? If he has, that would be a huge reveal, but so far separates him from Baelish. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
I agree. I think that's kind of what kind of proves to me that he is serious about it, about actually serving the realm, although he does some fucked up things to get it done, like everybody. So I think that's kind of what proves that he does actually give a damn. You know, and that even kind of goes into the Tyrion thing. You know, he helps recruit Tyrion, and in the books, he's helping Tyrion go meet Shay and sneaking him out of the Red Keep and stuff like that. So I think so. All right.
Somebody said, it was a High Valyrian says, y'all can do this from the couch. We don't mind.
Well, we'll definitely, we may end up changing this format at some point. So
yeah, we may have to.
So we can be more comfortable.
We're used to doing 20-minute, at a time when we film and actually edit it.
Right. Let's see here. I saw Hot Pie would love to serve the realm. Yes, some of his gravy. It says carts. Is that cart 3Z? I'm not sure. Riddick needs a mic.
Absolutely.
We got to get Riddick in here somehow. For sure. We got to get it set up.
I wouldn't mind mounting a cam on him.
That would be funny.
Okay, here we go. We have a super chat from Larson Gray. Thank you, Larson. It says, "What's up, fellas? Great work as always."
Thank you, Larson.
So something will go down at the Isle of Faces. Will it be Jon or Dany to die for Westeros? Anyway, both get out alive. If it's been addressed, my apologies. Well, not really. Not tonight. We have addressed this in the past,
right,
on a certain series we did.
That's right.
Called A Dragon Raised by Wolves.
Part 1 through 4. Damn, we've just naturally reversed that this time. Yeah, we have discussed that a little bit, and I, still up in the air for me a little bit. I can see Dany dying, kind of like we were talking about earlier with Quaithe. Remember who you are. You're not going to be queen. You're there to save the realm. I do like the Nisa comparisons to having to kill Dany for something somehow, but not for a sword. You know what I mean? But I also see Jon could go, being the Song of Ice and Fire, and his power, it's got to be magical somehow. Yes. He has to use that and expire and essentially to save the world. So I would, if I had to bet on it right now, it would be more of a Jon thing, I think, because I think Dany may have their kid.
Okay.
So she has to survive and give birth, because she will, I think, be able to have children again in the books too. So I know that's a big theme in there. So I would bet on that if I had to pick one, but I don't really know yet. I'm still up in the air about that. I would obviously like to see them both get out alive, but this is George R.R. Martin. Let's see. Did Carol have one?
I think so.
From
go for it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try this. Brazito de Wawels. Wawels. I'm sorry. That's a long damn word, and that's a screen is far away.
That's so funny.
Brazito Wawels. Are there any children of the forest left hidden, a more powerful one? I think so, in the Isle of Faces. In the show, we'll see if they do that, but I think if at least our theory is correct about where this ends, there is the Order of the Green Men, so to speak. I think that's children of the forest, and I think they would be there at the Isle of Faces. They kind of made it seem like Leaf was the last one, and she sacrificed herself.
Right.
But I think that's kind of a reveal there at the Isle of Faces. Amanda, shame, Chris. What did I do? What? I screwed that name up probably, I guess. I don't know. And there is Moldy Goldie again. Will Barrick give the kiss of life to anyone beyond the wall, or will that be irrelevant to the show? No, I could actually see that. What's wrong?
I'm so sorry. It's that name.
Moldy Goldie.
It perks you up every time you read it. That's so funny.
Exactly. Yeah, but I could see that coming into play even in the show. Maybe that's why they saved that for the lady and didn't do the Lady Stoneheart piece.
It's getting late.
So I don't know who that would be. I don't know if it would be John again because it's like why he died in the first place, but we'll see. I think it could come into play. Carol's telling Duncan.
This is so unprofessional. I'm so sorry. Moldy Goldie.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's getting late, and Riddick's getting antsy here too. Carol's telling Duncan we need Duncan the Tall. We need 100K subs for that hat action. That's right. Share videos. People don't subscribe. I know a lot of people watch without accounts and stuff, but go ahead and make an account and subscribe, please. Get this thing going again. That just tickled your funny bone, didn't it?
Man. I can't help it.
I'll try to carry us while James finishes his giggles.
God.
Yeah, the giggles are lurking. Says Julie Reniger.
Okay. You know how when you're in class sometimes in high school and you just can't stop?
Yeah, I've been there many times.
There was a Beavis and Butthead episode like that one time, I remember.
Carol has a question from Andrew Taylor. Q&A, does Danny venture into Mad Queen territory and have to be stopped by John and the Night King? I think she'll have moments of that for sure, just based off bloodlines. But I think Tyrion will keep her in check. I think that's kind of what we saw in Marine right before she left Marine. She was like, I'm going to burn the Masters, kill them all, I'm going to burn their cities to the ground. And Tyrion's like, nah, it's not really a good idea. Let's just get the fleet.
I like that too.
So I think Tyrion's there to keep her in check. But I don't think she ends up like going full Mad Queen. I think that's Cersei's role. The idea here is for her to separate herself and restore the Targaryen name. Oh shit! All right, guys, we're done because we're.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
I'll get it. You had to look at me though. I almost had it with.
Let me just stay over here. I don't know. I don't even remember the name now. Don't you? Since you started laughing.
And there's Moldy Goldie again. Okay, I'm done.
Let's see. Big Cincy. There's Big Cincy.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Q&A. Chris, do you think the Nisa and Misa... do you think the Nisa and Misa correlation will play out for Danny? Oh, Misa as in mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't think that... If the Nisa thing to me is a Valyrian steel recipe, essentially, fire and blood, which is kind of the same for the dragon hatching, I guess, for her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it necessarily being a need for a sacrifice just because there was a tale for that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know. But unless it, like I said, unlocks some kind of magical thing for Jon, and because of his DNA being ice and fire. So the mother thing with Danny, I don't know. It's hard to say. There was definitely a correlation with Danny and Jon. You know, she was being called Misa during that scene with the circular. They were lifting her up, but she's freeing the slaves, called her mother. So I don't know. I don't see there being a sacrifice as in I'm gonna shove my sword through your heart to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I mean, it could be for something magic's sake, and that could be another, you know, the third betrayal.
Oh God. Mr. Fire Cowboy said, me laughing at James giggling woke up people in my house. I'm sorry.
And then I see you giggling. I'm trying to not look at you, so I won't start the giggles.
I know. I didn't want it to be contagious.
So we're just not sitting here laughing in front of 601 people right now. All right, let's see. Let me check.
Let me ask you that one
really
quick. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Did we get no one there? Yes, we did. We talked. Okay, we got no one. That's right. That was the giant question. Okay.
And the one I saw was like Ninja Kiwi right there. Ninja Kiwi 24/7 says, Q&A, do you think Arya will finish off her list? Who will she go for next now that she killed Walder Frey?
Yeah, I don't think she will, actually. I think that's kind of the point this year is she does go to Walder Frey. She's taking care of that. She'll start ahead to maybe King's Landing because they made the list really short and you know for the show. At least when the waif was, you know, having her tell it the last time they were training.
Right.
But I get the feeling that as she meets up with the Brotherhood Without Banners or whatever, the Hound or whatever, that they tell her the stuff that's going on, and that's what gets her back to Winterfell, essentially. So it makes her choose her family, her wolf pack, you know, so to speak, over just going to kill people. So I think somebody's got to get her back on track to get home. Because otherwise she would. If she didn't run into anybody, she'd probably go there and then head to King's Landing or whatever. And if she does find, matter of fact, Thoros and Beric are on her list for taking Gendry and Melisandre. So that comes into play as well.
And that's who she's definitely going to run into, right?
And I'll talk about the Melisandre thing tomorrow, not tomorrow, but in a separate video this week, Melisandre, the idea of her and Melisandre meeting again and how that can happen, because I got some ideas on how that will happen.
Was you pretty sure she's going to run into the Brotherhood, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm fairly positive. And she'll definitely stop by and see Hot Pie again at the end. Dave Carey, 1985. What was the final scene of season 7? B. I think again that's the wall coming down.
Yeah.
The wall coming down, and the Night King actually coming south of the wall for the first time ever. Let's see. Elizabeth B. Q&A. If Lightbringer is a literal sword, what could the possibility that Beric possesses Lightbringer? But only, damn, arrow. The arrow gets in the way, and I have to lose the question. Damn it. Okay, so let me start this over. If Lightbringer is a literal sword, what could be the possibility that Beric possesses Lightbringer, but only Jon can manifest its true powers based on the world of the Prince that was promised theory? Yeah, that's interesting. I don't think it is a literal sword, though. Beric uses that. He's always went, and Thoros went into battle with her. They use wildfire to light it. The show, Beric uses blood, it looked like, to make it more magical. But again, I just don't think there's a literal sword. I think Lightbringer is more likely, you know, like a person or whatever, more of a metaphorical thing. But that's interesting, you know, the idea of another sword or whatever, and that only a certain person can make its true essence be known or whatever. But again, the idea behind a literal sword is, if you have a Valyrian steel red sword that can kill White Walkers, what else can it do? Shoot laser beams? I mean, I just don't see that. I don't
see, the advantage of having that.
Let's see here. Scott's McCloy, Moldy Odie,
troublemaker,
trying to get back on the giggles. Alex Montero, Chris and James, I got one more question for y'all. It's just me, or is Jaime killing Cersei too obvious? Me personally, I hope it's Arya. What do you guys think? Also, you're the best on YouTube. Thank you, Alex. Thanks so much.
I do think it's very obvious. I do.
Well,
I agree. And like what you talked about Tyrion earlier, she's always been afraid it was Tyrion and everything. But that's her. I still think the audience still thinks it's obvious that it's going to be Jaime.
Well, the question is, though, is it too obvious without the internet and YouTube videos? Like the whole R plus L equals J thing, without somebody posting, one person figures it out or has a clue or thinks, okay, this John's parents is Rhaegar and Lyanna.
Yeah, if you think of show only, is what you're saying. Literally what you see on the HBO screen.
Yeah, or just reading the books and never reading a theory online or watching insane YouTube videos online, breaking everything down.
Right.
So that's what I mean by to us it's obvious now. But to her, in her perspective, it's not.
World,
she thinks Marjorie's the younger queen. She thinks that Tyrion's the younger brother. She never sees it coming with Jaime.
Exactly. And
so think about it from their perspective.
She's always got her guard up around Tyrion, but not Jaime.
Exactly.
But what do you think of Arya?
I think it's a possibility. She is on her list, but I think, again, that's where the Arya character has to go in a different direction.
Has to.
I mean, and to get back home. So, but I mean, I'd like to see that too, for sure. But I still think Jaime has to be the one to be the Queen Slayer and save people again with another wildfire trick or whatever.
And honestly, if a Stark girl had to kill her, I would hope it would be Sansa. After all the bullshit.
Yes, if Sansa physically does something, which goes back to what we were talking about the other week and several times, like, you know, he who passes the sentence should swing the sword. Will Sansa actually physically kill somebody or have somebody do it like Brienne?
Exactly.
Okay, Paula Marie saying, James, don't forget you owe that song before the end.
Okay, we're gonna do this one more time, and that's it. I'll do it tonight.
Yeah, we'll end it on we'll end it on this note. We'll end it on this note if you're gonna do some.
No, I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm saying I'll end it tonight, but
Brutal
I
Games.
can't make any promises.
Sorry, James, really quick. Brutal Games, you're asking about being a moderator. Yeah, send me an email. Brutal. I like to know you a little bit. I'm not saying anything. You know what I'm saying. But yeah, send me an email at chris@smokescreenvids.com. vids.com.
Absolutely.
And we can, yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt something.
No, that was it. That was it. I just didn't want to make any promises that I would do it like every week or something like that. But I don't mind doing it again. I'm in a good mood tonight.
Let's see here. Let me double check this really quick. Streamlabs, I didn't see anything, but just to make sure. Yep, that was it. Mike Bush, I will not be a moderator. I will ban them all. Ban them all.
He would be worse than Nightbot.
Okay, let's see.
There you go. I'm sorry.
Which one? No, go ahead.
I picked the one that without looking at the name.
Down here.
Brazito. There it is. Brazito Wawa. You got that one earlier. But I saw the question. I like it. Whose betrayal will be the worst? Jamie to Cersei or Sansa to Jon?
Oh, in my opinion, Sansa to Jon, if that happens.
If that happens.
Because Cersei's got it coming. She's doing it herself. So Jamie's not going, I mean, he's on his redemption arc and who he's become since losing everything. Like his hand defined him. You know, that's the idea. And him losing that made him, you know, go through this process of change. So he's on the way up as far as his character arc. And Sansa, that would be worse. Which one you point? Which I'm not sure which one.
Steph Snow right there.
That's the one I'd pause for actually.
Awesome.
Steph Snow, Chris and James. So if Bran can't have the kids, the male Stark line is finished. Yeah, kind of, sort of. That's exactly right. That's kind of the idea of a lot of people have been bringing up lately. Like, how do the Stark survive? You know,
there's always got to be a Stark in Winterfell.
That's right. So, but we don't know. We just don't know if Bran can have kids. You know, what functions and what doesn't. We don't really know the details of that. So I don't know. I would hope that they're. I mean, you know, you'd always like if, for example, if Jon and Dany got together, they'd have a kid, and maybe Jon dies or whatever. You know, probably take a different name, but there's Stark blood there. So I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, but we just don't know. We don't. I don't want to assume that Bran can't have kids or something.
Right. So.
Yeah, it would be that, but that sure would be bitter, you know, if that is the end of the line.
It really would be.
Dylan Skywalker, will Winterfell be destroyed? You know, I don't know, Dylan. I've worried about that, but I've also thought. Sorry if you're hearing a TIE fighter go off my phone. Somebody's texting me. Let me turn that off.
Was that Melisandre?
Melisandre, yeah, exactly. Carice Van Houten. Let's see. I don't know what I lost my train of thought.
Will Winterfell be destroyed?
Oh yeah. I think they're heading towards the God's Eye. That's where I think they're going now. On their way, yeah, you know, it's not going to be pretty. So I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I would like to see it standing at the end of this thing, but I don't think anybody there is going to survive it. So yeah, it's going to be brutal. So in the sense of people, everybody there dying, perhaps, yeah. I mean, because everybody kind of assumes like everybody's got to ride up north to fight this battle. No, I don't necessarily think so. I think it happens further south. Actually, they get because it's going to be almost just a bloodbath.
Back to Bran for a second. If he can have kids, and you said you didn't see Mira leaving.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You think there's a chance for a love connection between those two?
I hope so. I mean, I think there is, but I mean, I don't. Like I said, I don't know about the Mira thing. Like, I couldn't see her just going off forever. I could see her going home for a bit, maybe see her mom, dad, get some food. I don't know, but I just don't see after what she's been through, her leaving Bran. You know, not necessarily he's alone because he'll be back with family, but like just leaving and going off and like just sitting around waiting on the end of the world after what she's seen. She's got to help Bran tell these people what they've seen.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe he goes with her to see her dad. Maybe he doesn't stick around Winterfell. He goes, stops in, says some things, and
that's certainly possible.
And keeps traveling
because we all
he's on this journey.
We all kind of assume they're just going to sit at Winterfell all the time, and he needs to be at that heart tree, I guess. So you know that's true. Does he have time to do all this traveling? I don't know.
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday.
What's up, buddy? Man, he says, thanks a lot, Doc. He says, do you think Arya uses another face, and if so, who? I still think it might be Sansa.
Yeah, but she would have to kill her, so that would be a hell of a twist.
It kind of plays into what I'm saying.
It does, yeah.
I kind of.
So yeah, I mean,
making me feel like Littlefinger's going to kill her, guys. For you guys that don't know what I'm saying, something's just making me feel that way.
Yeah,
that's
and and I don't think we could have all these Starks just live either. So I mean, I can see it.
That's why in the beginning I asked you about: is there a place you can go to see which characters are signed on? Because I want to.
Yeah, I mean, you could Google it and look at. I don't think there's a
if
place.
She's signed on, then I don't see my idea working out, and I don't want her to die by any means, but something's just telling me.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. But a lot of people think that Walder Frey's face this year, you know, for a little while to take care of some more Freys, but it's almost like she just took care of all the Freys, which she even need to do that. But he is in this series or season. So I don't know what it's going to be, a corpse or just her using his face.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But like, you know, the scene of Sansa walking and looking awful cocky. And there's been different ideas about what that could be. Like maybe she just told off Littlefinger, or she just tricked him or something.
Or walked away from his dead body.
But what if she's walking away after telling him off all cocky or something, and that's why he's like, I gotta kill this bitch. She's owned me. She's, you know, I can't play her anymore.
That's true, because he put his cards on the table.
Yeah, I can't play her anymore. So I gotta get her out of here.
All right, let's grab one or two more before we get out of here. Let's see here. Let's see. Patrick sorry, I'm about to lose it. Patrick McMahon? Is that Mc?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, McMahon. Okay. Q&A, can you see any character other than Jorah getting grayscale from a UK fan? Hello from the USA.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what we were talking about before with we thought it kind of would be a biological weapon. It don't look like it's going to happen just based off Jorah going to the Citadel with Sam. So I don't know. It's in there for a reason. The books for sure. So I can see something happening in the books over in, you know, whether it's John Connington, which, you know, he's the one that has grayscale in the books, not Jorah. He's the one with Aegon, supposedly, or Fagon, whatever. So I can see something like that happening in the books because there's a reason grayscale's there. Maybe it's just, I don't know, they brushed over it in the show just because somebody had it. So I don't know. We originally thought maybe it's a weapon against the whites or something. So
we'll see. Barrier or something.
Maybe, but that's the thing. When as Sam is healing Jorah, that doesn't mean Sam couldn't discover its application. To be used in a way like that. So it can still happen. It's not necessarily that Jorah, like we had talked about, rushes into a crowd of whites and touches one and it kind of spreads like wildfire.
Sam hasn't got a lot of love on these questions tonight. I think people evidently pretty much figure they have Sam's arc figured out.
Yeah, it's
but I don't know, man. I think
hard to
he's got
say.
a huge role in this next season.
Doc Holliday again. Thank you,
sir.
Doc. You don't have to keep doing that. The Faceless storyline seemed too long for her just to do it once to Walder Frey.
I agree.
I totally agree. I agree. But then again, Dorne, you know, so it's hard to say. But yeah, I mean, it could be Walder Frey, but she's got to kill somebody. So to take that face, it can't be like she can go dig up an old dead person's face. I mean, so yeah, it just depends on where they go with her character, and we're just in blind territory. Like Melisandre, but would her face would be actually old. So you know, maybe there's something there with the Melisandre meeting. We'll see if that, because that's got to happen again for sure. All right, one more, I think, before we get out of here. It's 1 a.m. Let's see. I think Carol had one from Ashley. Is that Bruni's? Or yeah, I think so. Do you think the other Targaryen child plot will come into play? If you're referring to Aegon, I don't in the show. I think Danny kind of takes both of those in the show, if that's what you're referring to, as far as the Fagon character or young Griff in the books. Let's see. Let's grab one more. Yeah, see, and
and listen. Okay. Moldy Goldie has a question.
Yeah, Moldy Goldie.
Says Q&A, can dragons survive wildfire? You guys are amazing. So glad I came on tonight.
Thank you, Moldy Goldie.
Thank you so much. I'm glad too.
Yeah, and we got James giggling pretty damn good.
That was good.
I think they can. I think they can because they're magical and they, in themselves. And it is said that wildfire does have magical properties because the pyromancers actually say that it starts working. Their recipes work better after the dragons were born and kind of enhanced magic again in the world.
Right.
Now they wasn't the cause of magic in the world; they were just a result of it. But they helped enhance it once they were hatched.
Okay.
So I would say, just a guess, but I would say they could because they're both magical, fire-made flesh, whatever you want to call it.
Was there a reason, does it say, about why dragons went extinct in the first place? Were they hunted down and killed? Was there a temperature, climate change?
A little bit of both. They were hunted down and killed. A lot were killed in the Dance of the Dragons, which the majority were killed, but the last ones they were still hatching were all small and shriveled.
Oh, that's right.
Because of apparently keeping them in captivity, in the dragon pit in King's Landing.
Okay.
Kind of helped with that. Apparently, that's kind of what's in it, I think. All right, let's grab one more.
J. Michelle, right there.
Okay, go. I'm sorry, I was double checking. Did I miss it?
Right, go up one. Right there. Jay Michelle says, Q&A, what do you think John will find in the crypts of Winterfell this season? Sorry if y'all addressed it already. Huge fan. Y'all are the best. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jay Michelle.
All right, so first off, we have to address, is he going to find anything in the crypts?
Right.
Okay. Now we have to say, yes, he does find something. What do you think? And I know usually you say it's going to have to be like the harp would be.
Yeah,
would be there.
first off, let me say, I don't really think he will. I don't think there's necessarily something hidden in Lyanna's crypt. So I don't really buy that he actually will find something. I just always say that if he does, to me, it has to be like the harp, Rhaegar's harp. Because that would be at the Tower of Joy, and whatever was there, Ned would have to have brought back.
And that would be something that's symbolic, so symbolic to Rhaegar.
Exactly.
That everybody knows.
And it's very, very, very much tied to Rhaegar in the books. That's what started off the whole love story in the first place at Turning of Harrenhal. He sang a song so sad that made Lyanna cry.
So he wouldn't pick up a harp and go, oh, my Aunt Lyanna might have liked playing harp.
Yes.
He's going to pick it up and go.
Because it's well known, these stories.
What's up?
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that would have to be
so,
the only
yeah,
thing.
I mean, in my opinion, if it's going to be like a Targaryen-style relic or whatever you want to call it, it's not armor. Rhaegar died at the Trident, all that stuff. Anything that would be at the Tower of Joy when he was there with Lyanna at some point, I would imagine the harp would be if they were in love.
Oh, yeah, because you know how, like, these days we'll, like, put headphones on a pregnant lady's stomach and stuff. I could see him right there if he was romantic as,
Oh, yeah. Playing music for the unborn son, I mean, sure. But that's what I mean. If there's something in the crypts at all, I don't think it's a sword. I don't think, Ned secretly took Dawn back there. I think he did the honorable thing and took it back to Starfall after, Sir Arthur Dayne, and the only thing that I can just think logically that would be there would be the harp. So I don't think there's down there anyway, but if there's something down there, it would be the harp.
Very cool.
So I could see that for sure. Super chat. I guess they're saying.
Dunsfield, thank you so much, Dunsfield.
Thank you, Dunsfield.
Q&A, if Dany and Jon marry and Jon dies in the war, could Dany die in childbirth like both their mothers did, leaving Tyrion running the realm as hand?
Absolutely possible. Absolutely possible, because it kind of fits too.
It does.
I would hate to see both of them go.
I would too.
But I could see that. I'm not sure though. If I almost want to say, since we were talking about earlier with the Quay thing, like remember who you are. The dragons do. You're basically telling her you're not going to be the ruler. You're going to be the savior. I would almost want to see her live and understand that and accept that. Like, I'm not going to be queen. I don't want to be queen anymore. We saved the world. Let's change things. So I'd like to see her live. But yeah, if that, I could also see that happening. And then you have another a son or a daughter or whatever from them, Ice and Fire, growing up, and who knows who raises that kid if both of them die.
Right.
So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things could be bittersweet there. So But it would kind of mirror, you know, all their parents and stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
That's certainly possible. But all right, guys, I guess we'll get out of here. It is 1:05 a.m. We still have 573 watching, so thank you for everybody for hanging out. I don't think I have any. Again, tomorrow a new video will drop, and that is on the throne room differences between the episode or season 2, episode 10, I believe it was, with Dany in the House of the Undying Visions versus what we saw in the trailer with the new lions and how Cersei's redecorated the place. What could that mean? Then we have a video on coming on Melisandre and her meetup with Arya potentially, and what happens. Kind of a season 7 prediction on Melisandre.
Yeah, right.
And I think I'll try to do a couple short, at least really short videos on a couple character predictions or something this week before season 7, because next Sunday when we talk to you guys, it will be after episode 1 is over.
I know, I can't wait.
So man,
next week it may like not be right at 10.
Oh yeah, it'll be at least 10:30ish, just to get. We'll have everything set up and ready, but just you know, bear with us. We'll collect our thoughts a little bit right after the show, and then we'll pop on. Yeah, so it may be 10:15, 10:20. We're saying 10:30 just in case to get some extra time. So yeah, next time we speak to you guys on a live stream, it will be after episode 1. So we will be talking about episode 1 next week at 10:30, right after the show. And then, of course, like I said, during the season, for the next 7 weeks, we'll be doing live stream. We got the podcast, The Side Effect. If you guys are new here, that's with me, Val from McCullough's Geek, Rorist from Rorist, Kevin from the Bat Productions, and Tarzan from Trial by Trivia. That picks up again this week as well. There's Tarzan.
Wow. What's up, brother?
Man, he just popped in. Anyway, so that will be picking up again this week. And then I will do, like, you know, at the end of every show, there's a little... next week on Game of Thrones, I will break that little thing down to a short preview video.
Very cool.
Because people love that kind of stuff, and I enjoy doing it. And then I will do my full, actually more in-depth review after watching it again and taking some notes and all that stuff. But anyway, our live chats is going to be fun. Right after the show, it'll be kind of a reaction / review and discussion with you guys. So anyway,
so tell all your friends. I mean, seriously, say, hey guys, after the show, I have a great place for you to go.
Yeah, and you know what? They canceled the HBO after show.
So
they canceled it because they knew we were coming. I mean, that's the way I see it.
No. Instead of winter's coming.
So anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. One more also really quickly, thank you to Helen at showerpost.com. Please, if you're interested in those coins I was telling you about earlier.
Yes.
I don't know if you can hear the heavy coins in there. Yeah, check out showerpost.com. The link's in the description. And again, that's not a paid thing. They're just nice people that make really cool coins. So if you're a collector of Game of Thrones stuff, check those people out. And you can find their Instagram account and see their printing process. So they're still telling you to sing, but
I know, I see it.
We're going to stop the stream now, and James is going to sing after the microphone's muted. Just that's what's going to happen. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us on another Sunday night. Please subscribe if you hadn't already, so you're notified, and click that damn bell so you at least have a chance of getting notified when I drop a new video. Let's get this damn channel going again. So I really appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate all the questions. And thank you for all the donation stuff. You don't have to do that by any means, but it's really, really appreciated. It helps keep this damn thing going. So
let me, I'll give him just a little bit. I mean, I don't want to, but dude, I mean, I can't. I mean, really, guys, I never sing. This is something that usually takes alcohol. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So dang sure with that many people requesting it, I'm really nervous, so I don't sing. But I'll try to do a little Bob Seger.
Uh-oh.
All right, I did the We've Got Tonight the other night, so just a little bit. Oh, God. Why does this have to post as a real video? If I could only do it in front of 539 people, it wouldn't be too bad.
Go for it, man. Oh, shit.
Here we go.
I don't know what's going on here. I'm not running the show.
So, hey, you asked for it. So when it sucks, I don't want anybody to dang dog me out over it. This is what was asked for. All right, here we go. I was a little too tall. Could have used a few pounds. Tight pants points, hardly renowned. She was a black-haired beauty with big dark eyes and points all her own, sitting way up high.
I'm trying to watch. Sorry, I'm trying to watch comments. Here we go.
That's good for me. I'm good.
Oh, well, they're on a little
And then we'll do
delay
some
here.
Tom Petty maybe one other night, but that's it. That's all I can do.
There they come. Now they heard it. I see La La La, Giants James, yeah, nice.
Yeah,
And,
that's it.
Here I'll come all the...
Get out of town.
Oh. Yeah, here they come.
Get out of town.
Everybody's woo-hooing you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. I've had fun tonight, man.
Yeah,
I have.
Been a blast.
Can't wait till next week.
Thank you, Deborah. Chris, we love you too. Hey, I can sing if I want to, but I won't do it here. I won't steal the show from James.
Damn it.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, that's just like rompas. No more singing. That was too rough, guys.
Oh shit. Nah, you don't want me to start rhyming Tupac, Carol. Nah. Okay, we'll go for real this time. But thank you guys so much for hanging out, and
Thanks
be sure
a lot.
to share this video, any video you like with your friends and family, and likes always help, but mainly shares and all your comments. Really appreciate it for anything. So
good.
yeah, all right. So thanks guys for hanging out, and next Sunday we'll see you after Game of Thrones season 7, episode 1, Dragonstone. See you then.